the guy working there
Mug.
looks like a off-brand Moist Critical.
He does have quite the aesthetic that I think a lot of people have.
It's it was everything. The gauges, the tattoos, the long brown hair, the beard, everything except for like the Walmart version.
Nice.
Birdman.
It's funny because my friend is like weird with like his preferences and stuff. So he's like, I do want someone who is like a feminist. I do want that for a partner. I just don't want them to be annoying about it.
Yeah.
Good luck with that.
A feminist that's not annoying? Get the fuck out of here.
Whoa, brother.
Nah, okay, if you're like...
He has had that in the
second,
past.
Nah, like first and second wave feminism, I'm pretty sure everyone agrees with it, but like these fourth wave feminists, they can stay away from me.
I want my rights and I believe in free the nips, but I don't want to work.
He just wants
You are free to seek a life of not having to work.
She wants my rights, but she cannot handle my lefts. That's an awful joke, I'm sorry.
That is the best joke I've heard in a while.
Yeah. He basically exclusively dates feminists. I know his previous partners were all... For one thing, it's weird because he always dates women that are older than him. Like when in his 20s, he was dating women in like their 30s and 40s. Like he just prefers that.
Nice.
I don't remember the last time I dated a girl younger than me. I don't know why.
I mean, being a little bit older is like whatever, but like it seems like he prefers women who are like who have at least a full decade on him. You know, that's the weird thing to me.
Not a full decade. I mean,
yeah.
That's I don't know.
Likes them aged like a fine wine.
Yes.
Or teas.
I've been thinking about trying out an Asian.
Liking women like an aged fine wine can be two very, very different things. For some people, it means an older woman, and for some people, it's 12-year-old and locked in a basement.
Oh my god.
You know, like a fine wine.
Oh my god. I'm recording, by the way.
Now that one was terrible.
All right.
That one was bad, yeah.
No, that was, again, the second greatest joke I've heard this week. Don't stop.
The first one was my life.
Wait. Okay, the first one. Never mind.
Alright, just as a forewarning, my food's getting here in like 15 minutes.
Alright.
How dare you?
Anyways, think we're good to start without Ninja, right?
Yep.
Ninja is no longer playing with us.
Gotcha. Okay.
We took and we let him know.
Understood.
He's been walking around with JD Vance all fucking
life. Well, that's probably going to be his life for at least the next couple of months.
Yeah, no, he's extreme. He comes from a political family. Like his family is in politics, and I'm not gonna say what, but it's, you know.
Xandar got sucked back into his bow by Belle Delphine.
Yes. That will be how we explain that one easily enough.
He tried calling her again, babe.
Babe, get me out! I don't want to be here anymore.
My water broke. Get back here.
Now, I wouldn't say thank God, but thank God.
You missed it though. When Lundy plays Xandar, it's amazing.
Actually,
he was killing it.
Yeah.
He was super helpful.
Dude, and his rolls were amazing.
He was missing.
Super helpful. That's not a high limit to be.
Right.
Fair. Xandar rolled shit every time.
No.
Well, he was doing on average like 30 damage around. You know
what?
Pretty good.
Honestly, I wonder if it's his account because, like, when we played with Q, he never rolled good, even in the campaign before this one. He had lucky too, and I don't think he's ever used a lucky and it benefited him.
Nope.
Well,
not
that's what
once.
he gets for being unoriginal and playing the same character.
Well, okay.
I think he did that mostly as like a quote unquote present to Hippo. Like, I remember this guy, he's back. I think that was
Well,
kind of
don't get
the
me wrong.
idea there.
Peter, that's his real name, by the way. I love Peter. Peter, I love him. I love him to death. I love
Peter.
playing with him.
Peter.
And when he's playing, he's actually extremely fun to play with. He's an awesome, fun friend. But sometimes
Peter the horse
motherfucker
is
just
here.
ain't there.
Alright, well, I think we're good to get started.
Yep, you indeed are. Let me grab. No, none of that is correct. All of that is wrong.
Where the
Yeah.
fuck we at? We're over here.
Peter the horse is here.
Dude, that
We
music-
left off
that
with
music
you
got me in the
guys.
feels, dude.
Dude.
The music just
Dude.
gets me in the mood immediately. You don't have to say anything. You just start the music and it's like, oh yeah.
It's D&D
Yeah,
time.
the music. Oh, there it is. Okay.
When we get back,
Yeah,
after we get
really
Tick back, we gotta go to the room and hide my
Yeah.
horns and shit.
Oh yeah.
Do you think
When we
they
left
hate
off-
tieflings too?
Maybe.
Of course, hate everyone.
True, it's just a dwarf thing.
God, right when I'm trying to get started, one of my friends sends me a 9/11 meme. Anyway.
Well,
It's all coming
share the
crashing
meme.
down.
Okay.
Can't be any worse than
Guys.
what
Real quick.
Topi just said.
Guys, I was only like a month or so old when 9/11 happened.
Why you
God,
gotta say
that
that
makes
shit?
me
Keep
feel
that shit
old.
to
You're
yourself.
a baby.
I was eating pancakes when 9/11
You are a
happened.
baby. Holy shit.
I was in
I don't-
5th grade.
Right?
I don't know my months. Wait a minute.
I don't know my mom.
You don't know the month of your birth?
What the
I was born in August.
So yeah, you were like a month old. If you
Yeah.
were born August of 2001.
Yep.
Wait, what do you mean you didn't
Jeez.
know your
Oh my
month? What the
God.
fuck?
I don't know the months in order.
You don't know
Wait.
what month 9 is? Is that what you're saying?
Well,
No,
I
she
know
didn't know
that.
what month August was. She didn't know it was number 8.
No, I know it's number 8. I just don't know. I didn't remember which one came before September.
Oh my
I
god.
love this
This-
one.
The American school system. Topi's about to Jones on us.
Well, I'm
I'm
also
gonna-
dyslexic, so learning is
that
hard.
explains it somewhat, I guess.
Wait, what?
Nah.
And autistic. I had the dual.
You got a lot.
syndrome.
You got a lot of tism about you.
Oh
Um,
yeah. I'm
It's okay,
rhythm
Jo-
with my tisanums.
John's on the spectrum somewhere.
Let's see.
I'm sure I have something.
I'm pretty sure I'm at least a little autistic.
I noticed. I think I have like ADHD or something.
If you guys get along with me, you guys are autistic.
Oh god damn it! I get
Confirmation.
along with you really well. No.
That's the confirmation right there.
Rhythm with the tisanum.
I think
Um,
people saying they're autistic is extremely played out.
it is a little bit, but like it's also just kind of true.
Have you
I
met
feel
me,
like it
Hippo?
it's bad to be like, oh, I'm autistic. It's just okay.
Well, there's nothing wrong with it
Just
anymore.
because
Like
you're
everyone, it's
quirky
like
or weird
it's, like,
doesn't mean you're
cool.
fucking autistic. All right.
Okay, but what if I have a doctor's note saying I am?
Well, doctors
She's
are
got the
just known to
receipt.
just I don't trust doctors.
yeah. But if you got
That's why
cancer,
you're gonna die of the plague.
you probably would.
Nah.
My
Not even
doctor
that.
gave me.
Nah, even if I had cancer, I'm going to a fucking witch doctor instead.
If I had
Doctor gave me
cancer, I'm
papers
doing
that
on my
says
own
I'm autistic,
research
but I don't
and
believe
doing
it,
whatever
so
I
don't
believe
have
I need to do.
Hippo's gonna die of the plague.
Dog,
Mhm.
I don't believe anything that healthcare. They've designed to peddle all kinds of stupid shit. Cancer is a huge fucking like issue in healthcare.
No, I thought you were gonna say it's like a scam
It's one
or
of the
a
most
fucking like.
profitable-
Cancer's a scam.
No, it is.
Cancer's a scam.
No, cancer, like using cancer as a scam in the healthcare system is real. It's
I
one of
thought
the
he
most
was gonna say that
profitable
cancer
areas
isn't
aside from
real.
vaccines.
Okay, maybe we should get back to D&D.
Yeah.
Let's stay focused.
Speaking of cancer,
Let's rot our brains.
You guys have arrived in Ironstone. When we left off, you were heading through the initial grand opening hall that leads into the city itself, passing by a number of statues of some of the greatest dwarves that have made Ironstone what it is today. From the initial architects, the builders, the initial kings, and people of leadership and substantial contribution, all have some sort of statue to help pay respects to them as you enter inside. It's almost like a museum that you have to go through before you can actually enter the city. Eventually, you make your way into the first pathway of Ironstone, and all of you are kind of met with all of the various different small lights that pepper the whole of Ironstone, keeping it nice and well illuminated. You see that the streets are not streets so much as they are elevated bridges of stone that go in between all sorts of different cliff sides, many of which have all manner of homes or shops or official places of business, generally speaking, embedded into them, built into them, as opposed to their own individually created homes.
Oh.
Ooh, this place is cool.
Got real scared for a
Ironstone-
second.
Ironstone
It
goes
looks like
on
my
for
computer was breaking.
quite some time. You can't even see the edge of it. It continues to go forward for what could potentially be miles of city. All of which built underground into the mountains that border Oregon. You have a couple of things that you need to accomplish while you're here, at least initially, things that are on your immediate to-do list. One of which is getting Tick out of the bag and using his money to give him new life.
He loves it in my bag.
Tick, you weren't here for this, but essentially you got placed in the bag of holding and were just kind of like used as a pillow.
I was here when I died.
Well, I mean, in the sense of what happened last session, you were more or less used as a pillow.
Using him as a pillow?
Stuffed
I'm
animal.
very respectful.
Body pillow.
You know what? This is fine.
Going on the main path, you guys are met with a rather tall, double-story, sort of engraved building made entirely out of stone, which has a symbol on the front of what seems to be a dwarvish individual with two hammers crossed across his chest, with an anvil sitting in front of him. This is the somewhat universally recognized sigil of Thormodon, the god of creation and craftsmanship.
Well, Winter, I think this is a good spot to start looking for a cleric to help Tick out.
Yeah, maybe you should do the talking, though. It doesn't seem like anybody would like me, according to the guy at the front door.
Well, they don't know what they're missing out. Fine.
I'm not going to take holy
Thank
damage
you,
while using
Jacqueline.
this character.
This reminds me of Goblinville or Goblin City or whatever.
It looks too clean to be a goblin. Too many lights.
Yeah. Well, now you just made an enemy of everyone in the city. Thank you.
Okay.
I'm going to. So, we were told which way the temple district was, right? By the guard.
Yes.
All right. We'll start heading that direction.
I'm gonna follow behind Jack, kind of like right behind her.
Okay. Hold on. I need music that's a little bit more appropriate for Dwarven City.
I'm gonna try and be very, very respectful.
And then we did the. Did we already do the disguise check to cover her up so she wasn't super conspicuous, or did we still need to do that?
I
Well,
don't think you did that yet.
Also, right now I'm
Yeah,
still
yeah.
covered in scales, and the whites of my eyes are black. Still.
Yep.
Don't worry, sweetheart. I got you.
Makeover.
I'm gonna bust out my makeup kit, and we're gonna get to it.
You insist.
Yeah, so I'm gonna do my best to disguise her. You know, pull her hood up to cover the horns. Try to keep as much attention off of her face as possible, so that they don't see the scales and don't see everything else. And try to find something that's like use minor illusion to make the clothes look more, visually appealing to the body as opposed to the face.
Should I move my cloak a little bit so my tits are out more so they don't focus on my face?
Sweetie, you got scales on your tits too. All right, hold on. Well, let me
I'll
work.
hike my skirt. I'll hike my skirt up.
Just
Where are we right
to
now?
distract the dwarves. You're heading towards the temple district for Ironstone.
So this is just happening out in the open, though.
Apparently.
Oh.
I mean, we're walking, and I'm like trying to.
I'm
do
in
my
the
best
middle
to-
of all of you guys. No one can see me. Do we gotta roll anything?
Gru, block the
Yeah.
block the
Me,
view.
me and Gru open up our wings.
Stretching.
I just pretend like you're stretching.
Just stretching.
Do we need to roll anything? Oh, that got intense.
Sorry. Just thought it would be, you're on the ground in a dwarven city, it'd be a little bit better to have something a little bit more appropriate.
Oh shit! Swap for initiative.
As soon as I heard it, I was like, oh, do I gotta roll for initiative? Shit.
I am a dwarf and I'm digging.
Everybody I bring here does the same thing. At least you're not as bad as my one group who decided that dwarves call each other Digga as a.
Oh my god!
And only dwarves can call each other that. And
Well, yeah. Racist if anybody else does it.
You're too tall to say it with the hard R.
All right, so we got a little bit of a disguise check. So go ahead and roll me that if you wouldn't mind there,
Which
Jack.
one would that be? Oh, Jack? Alright.
That'd be for
I got
Jack
it.
since Jack's doing it to you. So
God,
yeah, that'd be pretty good. You kind of you bring up the sort of cloak that Winter wears a decent bit around like her head and keep it nice and rounded around her head so that like the horns don't like pop up through the hood more or less. They don't like show too well. While also ensuring that like while she's fully covered, a decent amount of her body is well accentuated through her outfit to the degree that at least to the casual observer they probably wouldn't be looking at her face if they were to be observing her. It's a decent enough disguise that, provided she doesn't get into a conversation with someone, people probably won't notice that she's any different from any other human.
Sounds good. I'll just use message to the group. I love that. That's my new favorite cantrip, besides Eldritch Blast.
Also, like I warned you, my food just got here. I will be 1 minute.
It's all
I'm gonna
good.
get some. I'm gonna get a drink. My throat's still killing me.
That's why I ate before.
Girl, you know blue is your color, right?
You're saying blue is my color? I thought it was
Absolutely.
purple.
Mm-mm.
I thought
See,
it'd be
purple's
red.
a little too dark.
Ugh.
No, red's aggressive.
Yeah,
All right,
isn't
you
she
don't want to wear
aggressive?
aggressive colors out.
Is she not aggressive?
Winter can be spicy, but it's more of a cool mint. Hence the
Oh,
blue.
so
Oh.
she's a frost mage then, yeah? But she's all about fire.
I'm draconic, guys.
Wait, hold on. Is your fire like a blue fire?
It is now.
No, I always pictured it kind of like purpley and like gold and red.
A purple fire?
Yeah.
Like, kinda, yeah, like purple. My whole thing is purple and gold. My scales are purple and gold. My eyes are purple.
See, the blue in the clothes makes the purple accents more regal.
I love that. Girl, where have you been all my life?
Locked in a tomb.
Valid. Also, why am I'm still a little upset. I didn't know you were a girl beforehand. We could have had all these girl talks.
Nobody asked.
Well, we kind of just assumed just because you're dressed a little more masculine and you go by a bit more of a masculine name.
So there actually
Because
is.
back in the day, the Bardic circle of metal was very exclusive, and women weren't allowed so much. So I had to beat them at their own game.
There's
you
actually
should,
a
Queen.
purple gold fire, and when it happens due to a certain chemical reaction, it's called violet gold,
Ooh.
also known as soul fire. What the fuck?
Good thing I'm constantly wearing a shit ton of makeup, so I always look like I'm nice and tan.
Apologies. All right. So you guys head into the main temple to Thormodon, a rather large place. Almost ostentatious in the amount of decor that it has kind of engraved into it. There are like pictographs, more or less, depicting the history of Oridon, as in accordance to how it's been observed by the dwarves, the creation of Ironstone. You can see these chiseled out depictions of dwarves using massive pikes on the backs of dragons to fight other dragons. It is this incredibly intricate and detailed sort of celebration of the history of dwarves in general. Inside is no less spacious and almost verbose in its decor. All the walls are covered from head to toe in all sorts of different ceremonial gear that has been created over time in celebration of Thormodon's blessing of creativity to both the dwarves as well as the gnomes, with all sorts of different types of battle axes, armor, or even just tools that are rather unique and have been developed purely by the underground society that you exist within.
Ballin'.
I'm gonna do a quick religion check to see if I can recognize like who would be in charge and what to properly address them as.
Go ahead.
Oh, I don't know shit. 10.
Can I check?
Sure.
Religion.
Wait, are you proficient in religion?
Yep.
Yeah,
Oh.
I got a +4 in it.
It's an interesting skill for sorcerers to be invested in, but whatever.
Hey, I traveled. I did school, and then being with Quaker a lot. You know, you gotta know something.
True.
Plus, my my partner back home may or may not be a cleric.
So, Winter, with your 19, you know that when it comes to Thormodon's Chosen, his acolytes, his priests, it's not uncommon for them to dress in regalia that's quite different from your usual holy people. They don't dress in robes. They don't dress in sort of that light gear. They dress in ceremonial armor instead, highly detailed, many of the details of which kind of indicate their rank, depending on exactly what is emblazoned either on their chest or their shoulders, things like that, almost like a military rank.
All right. And do I see this guy or a guy that fits that description?
Among the different parishioners that are currently here at the temple, you do see that there is at least one individual who is overseeing the putting up of a new exhibit, so to speak, on one of the walls of the temple. It appears to be a rather large, almost like a cannon, but not quite, that is being like hefted up onto the wall.
All right, I'm going to use message to relay this information to Jack. and then I'm gonna like kind of like sneakily point him out for Jack.
I will boldly and charismatically approach.
And I'm still gonna stay in the middle. That way, I'm a little bit more inconspicuous.
Oh, hey, before I get up there, we should get Tick out.
True.
I'm gonna need help doing this, guys. Can someone pull him out while I hold the bag open?
Yeah, I got it.
Okay.
He's
I
small,
think
right? He can't be that heavy.
Would I know if Tick's money is in his backpack or his pockets?
I mean, you've searched his body, haven't you?
No!
No, nobody looted Tick.
I know nobody looted him, but like, you found out what he had on him, right? You had to have found out somehow, right?
Well, I knew he had. I carry his backpack for him at all times.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's too heavy. But I wasn't sure if he kept his money in his backpack or on him.
I don't know, Tick, do you keep in your backpack? Okay.
Yeah, we did a basic inventory to what he had so that we made sure that we can give it back to him when he gets back up.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so I take his backpack out and then I grab his money and I grab what we need and give it to Jack as well.
Okay.
Cradling my poor dead rat friend, I will walk to the priest.
I send a message again to Jack and I say, please be gentle with him.
I won't hurt him, it's okay.
Thank you.
You approach the priest in question, and he turns to you as you make it clear that you're trying to get his attention. Kind of looks you up and down for a moment, Jack, before crossing his arms. Another human needs some counsel from the temple.
I was hoping for something a little more in the realm of resurrection.
He sees Tick in your hands and kind of looks him over. Oh! Suppose he is dead, isn't he? In prime condition, though. Supposing someone's been making sure that he's all ready to go.
Yeah, we try to keep him as clean as possible. And I'll set him down on like an altar, or not an altar, on the floor, but I'll do it gently.
You lay Tick out on the floor, and he kind of claps his hands together. Right. Gonna cost a wee bit.
We could pay. We have money.
Right then. That's going to be 500 gold worth of diamonds that we're going to be using on our side. You can either provide the diamonds or the gold. Either way's fine.
We have the money. The gold. And I'll reach through Tick's bag and find his gold stash. And meticulously count out 500 gold, because that's a lot of gold to count.
It is.
Mostly platinum, though.
That's pretty cheap, right?
Oh, if it's mostly platinum, then I'll count it out in platinum first.
Yeah.
Relatively speaking, just so you have a sense of the scale here, 500 gold is like lifetime earnings for like a skilled human, like construction worker.
That's funny. Oh, these
Yeah.
fucking peasants.
Yeah, it's a lot of money.
Ah, these damn peasants. Jesus. How do they live like this?
So just you can say that sounds cheap, but that's because you don't understand what the price of bread is.
I sent a message to Raiko after he said that, and I'm gonna be like, yeah, and I gave him my fucking tent too.
Unbelievable.
Content too.
I mean, you're a lunatic, but yeah.
I was trying to be helpful.
Yeah. Okay. You think you just wanted to feel good about yourself?
No, I really just wanted to help, but then they were kind of dirt.
You kind of just like put your tent out and then immediately started yelling at everyone.
I was trying to help the kid. The old man was being rude.
And then you threatened to kill all of them.
No, I didn't threaten to kill them. That
Yes,
was
you did. You said you were gonna fireball all of them if they keep arguing.
that was well after we left them.
What do you think's
That
gonna
was
happen to
between
them?
us.
They have like 4 health points.
That was after we left. It was a joke between us. I thought we were friends. Keep that shit to yourself.
Keep that shit to yourself.
So
I sent the
everybody
message.
heard that.
I end the message.
As you hand over the gold, the priest gives a bit of a nod, kind of putting it in a bag to the side and then gesturing for one of his acolytes to provide him with some diamond dust. He begins to sprinkle it all over top of Tick after a moment. And he picks up his ceremonial hammer, holding it into the air as he begins to utter a prayer in Dwarvish. The prayer goes on for about a minute before he brings it down, slamming it on the other side of Tick, the sound of metal on stone echoing throughout the halls. And as it happens, Tick, you almost feel like a shove, a push, a pull, as you find yourself being thrusted back into your body.
Oh, fuck!
Well, good morning, sunshine.
Once I clearly see that Tick is back, my eyes will go back to normal. My scales will disappear.
Was he just trying to act and then acted a real cough?
Probably.
I think so, yeah.
I wasn't trying to cough, I was just trying to do the wheezing, and then I started...
And then it became a cough.
I was like, that sounded really real.
Yeah,
Very authentic. Love it.
Still sick, my throat's still fucked.
Perfect.
It's okay. That'll probably fade after a couple days.
Keep leaning into it.
No, I'd rather not. I'm trying to get rid of it.
And then I'm gonna send a message to Tick and just say, I'm really glad to see you're back. Please don't do that again.
Who is that? Where are you?
It's me, Winter. Winter!
Wait, what the
It's
Where
one of
are
my
you?
spells. I'm in my cloak. They can't know who I am or what I am.
Okay.
The head priest leans down with his arm, grabbing you by your arm for a moment, Tick, and just kind of hoisting you back to your feet.
He flies up since he's so little.
Begins to make a bit of a motion with his other hand in front of himself as he says, "In the name of the Creator, and in the name of all that is good, welcome back to the life, little buddy.
Thank you.
Ain't seen that folk here in quite some time."
Yeah, it's been a while since I've been here.
Oh,
How you feeling?
It worked.
I feel more malleable.
More malleable.
I would love to know what that feels like. I would ask you all kinds of questions about that.
The only one that knows is Gru.
Why does
I'm not
Gru
sure
know
what
how
he
big?
said either.
We brought Gru back too.
Oh yeah, no, Gru does know what this feeling feels like. He's like, wait, no, I get it. I know what that feels like. I didn't know what the word for it was, but
Ah, I see.
I feel fleshy.
Very restrictive once you're dead for a while.
Alright.
Oh.
Feels so stiff. Jesus Christ.
oh, thank you, Sarah. We appreciate
That's never
your
gonna
help and your church's assistance.
Anytime. All the major cities usually have at least one church capable of bringing somebody back, provided they ain't been gone too long.
So it was only 500 gold?
Yes.
Wow. How much is the products to do this action for what's
500 gold. It
Yeah,
costs 500 gold
either
worth
way.
of diamonds to do it. Now, of course, it's appreciated if you want to give them an extra tip for their services of bringing your friend back to life.
Yeah, sing him a song.
What do I for the tip? That shit's expensive.
ah. I got shit I need to buy.
Bear in mind, this is the second tier of resurrection spells. The first one is, I believe, Raise Dead. I can't quite remember each one specifically.
It's probably Revivify.
Revivify and then Raise Dead.
First-
Yes, Revivify,
first one
Raise
is-
Dead.
Yeah.
And then beyond that, people really don't have access to those, generally speaking. You got Resurrection that pops up afterwards that costs double, but it also works in accordance to, I believe, 100 years.
Damn.
Yes. So if you've been dead for like 100 years, Resurrection can work on that, provided that you didn't die of natural causes. That's the exception there. And True Resurrection will work for up to 200 years, and can restore your life regardless of how you died, and costs 25k.
That's still really cheap.
Are you kidding?
25k to
That's like-
live forever?
No, to be brought back from the dead, not
After
to
you
live
die
forever.
of old age. What do you think that means?
Yeah,
just
that's
pay
like
25K
a dragon
every
time
worth
you
of
die.
worth of money.
But then you'll start aging again after you come back.
Yeah,
You
and then you
die a
pay
week
25k again. Who fucking cares? When you're,
Yeah, so
like,
it'd
you're
be-
like a lord, you're done.
It'd be about 25k per 100 years that you'd have to.
That is cheap as fuck! That's so
Adventurers.
cheap! Dog, we've made like 1/20th of that, and we've barely been doing shit. And we're
It's
just
also
nobodies.
worth mentioning, almost nobody knows how to cast that, so finding someone who can is very difficult.
I'll find
And then
somebody.
finding someone to replace them.
I can see
When
why
they
Lord
die.
Gold-
I'm gonna message to Jack and say maybe we should find some lodging.
You guys go ahead. I'm gonna ask the priest here a couple questions about the violinist.
I want to stay
Oh.
with Jack because I want to ask him some other questions on like where the. Actually, no, we got the one guy told us where to go, right?
Yeah. Yeah, the Gnomish Artificer Square.
Yeah, that's where I want to go actually.
Okay. So you'll be heading there, and Jack will be staying behind to ask the priest some questions concerning the person that you guys are also here to investigate and potentially stop from doing something nefarious, whatever that might be. So, you guys go off in your different directions, wherever it is that you plan to go. I imagine Tick could probably use some rest, having more or less sat
You
for
just
a
woke
week.
up.
Yes, but he did spend that entire time in the afterlife realm watching a portal, like watching you guys. So to him, it's been a bit of a long experience, and I'm sure that Winter could also use a little bit of relaxation and no longer stressing about Tick and his potential survival. But Jack, you remain behind. The priest refastens his hammer to his side and kind of takes a look at you. You had questions for me then there, lad? Or is it lass? Can't really tell behind all those layers.
Less.
Right.
Yeah, I heard that there was this new musician in town. He's been taking the town by storm. Violinist.
Ah, yes. Old Volman. Yeah. He's been a sensation, you might say, as of recent. Ain't gone myself.
Hmm.
Don't like what it seems to do to people.
What do you mean by that?
Ah. People who go get obsessed with it. Start to miss work and be derelict in their duties to go see him. Things like that. It's all I can talk about. Non-stop.
Like they're compelled to go, or
I suppose.
when's the last time he performed, or does he do regular performances anywhere?
Oh yeah. We've got a hall. It's supposed to be saved for unveilings of new inventions or whenever the king needs to address the people. But he's been bullguarding most of the time there.
Could you give me directions to there? And we don't have to actually give directions.
Yeah,
I'm just trying to get a point of where to get.
He'll give you directions as to how to get there.
Did any of your subordinates ever go to one of these performances?
One of my apprentices. This is a few weeks ago. He's been sleeping in as of late, attending late performances, and just generally not doing what he's supposed to be doing. Gonna have to get rid of him.
Damn, that's unfortunate. Where can I find them? Maybe I can talk him into coming back to work.
Suppose you could. It's probably still in his bunk at the moment.
Oh, I mean, if you don't mind, I'd like to go talk to him, just to see what the performance is all about. I'm a musician myself. I'm trying to find out how a violinist took a dwarven capital by storm.
Oh, he is a violinist. It's what he specializes in. But from what I've heard from people who've gone, is that it's not the only thing he plays. It's also not the only thing that plays. Words about animated instruments, doing all sorts of different types of trickery and such.
Okay, so he has his own little magic band.
Aye.
That is an interesting performance.
Suppose you can go and watch yourself and see how it holds up to you.
Oh, trying to get all the input I can before I go. I want to go with a more critical outlook on his music and see what I think for myself after I hear both sides of, the fan base.
What critic are you?
I like to listen to the best of the best when it comes to music, and I like to perform the best of the best.
Well, from what everyone's been saying, he's right up your alley then.
Thank you for your time. I know you're probably insanely busy. If you don't mind, I'm going to go try to find your acolyte and get him out of bed.
Appreciate it. His name's Duncan, by the way.
Duncan. Thanks. And then what was your name? I didn't catch it.
Generally speaking, folks around here just call me Father Bronzebeard.
Father Bronzebeard. Perfect. Well, thank you, Father. And thank you again for our friend.
Hey, no problem.
I'm gonna scoot off with a bow and go find Duncan.
All right. While you're going off to find Duncan, I believe Hippo wants to have our good old Lord Ryko do a little bit of shopping amongst the gnomes.
So here's the thing. Does anybody else want to come with me? And while I'm here, I might look for some work. Try to do it a little better this time. Not fuck it up.
I am finding the
much.
opposite side of city. I'm
I'd
being
like
nowhere near him.
I
will
would like
find
to
you.
find lodging because no one's supposed to know what I am, and it's making me very anxious.
That's what you and Tick are up to. No problem. I got it.
So
Gru, keep him
nobody
out of
else.
trouble.
Why did you say
Nobody
it
else
like
needs
that?
anything made. Nobody else needs like weapons.
Why do I
or
have to
armor?
go?
You can come with us.
I stayed to advance the
I'm going
plot.
with
They're
my
getting
first
logic.
pick.
You have to keep Ryko in check.
Because you and I together, brother, we're birdmen.
Nope.
What the fuck was that? I send a message to Gru. I'm so sorry. Would you like to come with us?
I mean,
I feel
apparently
horrible
this
for
is the
you.
place to. Doesn't Tick have to come to see the artificer or something for the way his shit works? Isn't he looking for something?
He would need artificers to make new
More
ammo for
fireball
himself.
bullets.
Yeah, that's who we're gonna go see. Tick, you wanna come along?
I also want to go see the artificer, but I'm busy, so.
Artificers, the gnomish population here in Ironstone is the largest amount of artificers that you'll find in any one particular place, all of which are very skilled outside of their apprentices, who also have their own ambitions and such. And indeed, Ryko, as you're approaching the landing that the artificers use, you can kind of see why. There's a number of different projects that are currently being worked on, potentially throughout the day and maybe even throughout the night. They are of various different stances, some of which are quite large, some of which are much more discreet, but all of them are being made more or less in the public, almost like like an entertainment square. Like, let's see what the gnomes are going to come up with today, is kind of how they set it up. And they don't seem to have any sort of issue with crowds kind of gathering around and asking them questions. They're more than excited to explain what it is that they're doing at any one given time.
Okay. Interesting. So nobody wanted to come along. It's just me.
Seems like it.
I have a quick question.
Mhm.
I am poor. I only have like 630 gold.
Yeah.
And the thing
I
I want
have
to make is
way
like,
less than that.
well, the thing I want to, well, you just bought something for Tick.
Yeah,
you?
I know.
So
I am poor. I only have 600 some gold. Me sitting on 10.
Just 10?
how?
10
How do
gold.
you? What
Well,
did y'all spend it on?
I bought a few magic items.
Okay.
Wait, Lund, did you take the gold out of my backpack?
I did not. I'm kind of like relying on you to, if
How
you,
much is it in platinum?
500 gold should be 50 platinum.
Alright.
All right. So the thing I want to make is roughly 1,000 gold. So I'm gonna see if I can get them to start working on this, and then like I can do a few jobs to make the money so I can pick it up and finish the payment.
Sounds good.
But I need a magical second weapon, because I need to have 2 magical weapons in order to be effective.
A magical one-hander.
Yep, and it's the same thing that I showed you before.
Are you trying to make your sex whip magical?
Nope. I am making a predator weapon.
I thought the sex whip was a
Sex
predator
weapon is a
weapon.
weapon.
That's exactly why we gave it
Yes.
to you.
I'm looking for it. Hold on, I sent you a picture.
No, yeah, I see it.
All right, just put the picture. I don't. If you have it, put the picture in. Oh, okay. Yes. Wait. Copy image, and then.
Here, I got
the
it.
Need for Fear.
That's the idea.
Ooh,
Yeah.
very cunty.
So the idea is it doesn't. I can hold something in my hand, and it can like go back and. But yeah, it's based off the Predator.
You kind of explain the idea to one of the various different gnomish workers here, and he kind of like writes down your notes for a bit, and then you see him kind of begin to scribble a blueprint together as he turns his notes on the parchment towards you, and you see this sort of like wrist mounted blade, more or less is like a vague blueprint on there. Something more like that?
Yeah, you got it.
Fantastic! We'll go ahead and make sure that it's nice and steam powered too, so it has a nice little oomph whenever it pops out. That way you can use it as a bit of an extra attack in and of itself, just the manner of actually unsheathing it.
Hell yeah! You gnomes are awesome.
Magically enchanting it shouldn't be too much of a problem. We can put most of the enchantments probably on the actual wrist container itself, and then from there it'll extend its magical capabilities to the actual blades, so that won't be too much of a problem. Total on that's probably going to cost you around 1,000. Do you think you can afford that?
Not at the moment, but I'm gonna go do some jobs, and I can pay for about half of it now, and the other half when I pick it up, if that's okay with you.
I suppose that's doable. And we'll at the very least pay for our supplies if you pay for half now.
Sure. How long do you think it will take to make?
Oh, probably about considering it's a bit of a smaller item, probably only a couple of days.
Oh, perfect. Thank you so much. What's your name?
You can call me Fizzlebottom.
I love that.
Fizzlebottom?
Fizzlebottom.
Bottom.
Fizzlebottom. Interesting.
I feel like I've heard that name before.
Fizzlebottom. And what's your shop called?
You guys and asking for names for literally everything, I swear to fucking God.
I don't know. I'm writing it down so I know like what to refer to. There's no name.
He gestures to the side.
Of that gnome's and sister's cat.
Payment.
He gestures up towards the sign on the above where he's standing right now, and you see it says Fizzle Bottom Curios.
Artificer store number 3.
Yeah.
Okay, Fizzle Bottom Gnome. Alright, appreciate it. That's all I need for now. Can I ask him if he knows where I can go to find some work?
Sure. He gives you a few options that you have, and he's like, well, it kind of depends on what sort of work that you're looking to do. If you're looking to do some more standard stuff, there's always people looking for more folks in the quarry, especially since a lot of the workers have become derelict as of late. You can apprentice here for a little bit. At the very least, it'll give you some experience in case you want to start working on some stuff for yourself at any one given point during your travels. Or you could also, I suppose, take on somewhat more dangerous work. It's more likely to put your life at risk, but at the same time, it tends to pay a little bit better.
What is the pay gap here that we're talking?
Well, are you familiar with the Underdark?
Nope. I don't know. Am I? I'm not. I don't know what that is.
Probably not.
Okay. Nope.
Deep down underneath Ironstone, there's a massive gate. It separates Ironstone from the rest of the underground, known as the Underdark. The Underdark itself is a massive cave network that extends throughout the entirety of the continent. There has a number of different types of beasts down there, intelligent beings, societies, and the like that, well, we just don't really want to have anything to do with, because they tend to be quite dangerous. But on the other side, there's also a lot of very rare materials down there that are very hard to get your hands on otherwise.
Okay. Well, what's the pay gap though?
Well, I suppose if you would like, something that I've been trying to get as of late is about 10 pounds of orichalcum.
What is that?
It's a special kind of metal. It's a kind of a purplish obsidian of sorts, but not quite the right hue, I suppose. It's mostly identifiable from the fact that it has anti-magical properties. If you have somebody who is magical standing right next to it, chances are good their spells will begin to fizzle.
So, if I were to stay here and work with you in the shop, could that possibly cover the other half of what I owe you?
Oh, no. 500 gold for an apprentice in the manner of a couple of days? You're dreaming, my friend.
Wow. Well, alright, I guess I gotta do dangerous shit then, huh?
Apprentices usually only make about 2 gold a day, so just as a note.
Wow. That sucks. Actually, that's pretty good though, right?
Yeah.
2 gold a day, that's like 700 gold a year. Or I know, well, not maybe not, but maybe like 500 gold a year, and that's like what the average skilled person makes in a whole, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Still sucks. But yeah. No, I'll go kill the dangerous shit. Where do I go for that? What'd you say?
Like I said, all the way at the bottom of Ironstone. Massive gates. You're going to probably require some sort of permission to do that. Might want to talk to somebody of authority to get that sort of permission.
Sure. Sounds fun. Appreciate it. Be back in a few days.
Not a problem. Good luck with your hunt, good sir.
Alright, toodaloo.
The rest of you are...
I can't wait to get back and tell them all about this.
The rest of you are finding some lodging. There's Ironstone is kind of separated into a lot of different layers. Right now you're kind of on the middle layer. It goes up a little bit higher. That's where the sort of the more aristocratic dwarves and their sort of homes, as well as locales and shops and business places are concerned. But if you really want the cheap stuff, then you'd have to go a layer downwards, where a lot of the basic miners and the supply getters, things like that, tend to work, and also where they tend to stay.
We'll go to the nicer lodging.
Nicer lodgings.
I don't feel like going downstairs.
Very good. Sorry. So you guys elevate yourselves, both physically as well as, classically. Heading up into the finer parts of Ironstone, you find that there is a lot more sort of detail to the streets, to the buildings. There are sort of gold casings that tend to line the streets themselves, kind of echoing the wealth of the land that you are currently finding yourself treading upon. In the distance, on the upper level here, you can actually see the palace of the King of Ironstone itself, sitting all the way down a very long, but also somewhat busy and kind of colorfully loud street.
If memory does serve, there was a lodging called Gold or something along those lines.
I believe it. The Golden Mug.
The
Would be
Golden
what you're
Mug.
looking for. Yes.
Well, we'll go there. I'm still kind of like, is Gru with us?
Yes.
Yes.
With you.
All right, I'm gonna message Gru, and I'll be like, "Hey, can you just ask them for one room? I can't talk to nobody.
One room for everybody.
We did it last time.
Okay.
I don't see no issue."
I sleep face down on
We
the
don't
floor.
have to.
I
Yeah,
mean-
we know.
I mean, if everybody wants to get separate rooms later, but I think we only need one for now until everybody gets back.
I don't care. I've been.
Okay,
sleeping
that's
in
fine.
a
I'll
bed
ask them for one
God
room.
knows how long.
As a note, Gru, it might be a
You
little
don't
bit
have
odd
to
for
sleep
you.
when you're dead.
It might be a little bit odd for you, Gru, being down underground like this. You know, normally most of your life you've existed either above ground in sort of like elevated positions in the mountains, or you have been in nature itself on the regular sort of like ground where most of the rest of the quote unquote mortals tend to dwell. But being underground is a little bit different. The sort of like natural sort of feelings and auras and vibes that you usually get from all the sort of surrounding foliage is distinct in terms of what you're feeling. Things are a lot cooler. Things are a lot more muted down here. It is not really much nature. The rock and the mineral tend to make up the majority of the surroundings, as opposed to soil and grass and trees and the like. It's not terribly dissimilar to being in any other city in terms of them being somewhat separated from nature itself, but it's also on a different level in terms of the sort of way that it can potentially make someone like yourself feel, someone who is sensitive to those sorts of things. It is not like everything is dead. That would be an inaccurate way to put it. It's more like everything is quiet. It's as if you've entered in from a world where everybody is vibrant and alive and talking and chatting to a place where everyone is quiet and keep to themselves, is kind of like the feeling that you get.
Great, so I'm like a fish out of water on top of it.
Quite so.
Is that more because he's a druid, but not because he's an owlin?
Mostly druid stuff, yes.
Alright.
You guys enter inside of the Golden Mug. Stepping inside, you're greeted by a warm golden light that seems to emanate from even the walls themselves. The interior of the hearth here is sort of masterclass in dwarven luxury, featuring vaulted ceilings, grand stone columns that are decorated with precious gems and metals. The air is rich with the scent of exotic spices and freshly baked bread.
Mm.
When you guys approach the innkeep of sorts here, he is dressed entirely in vestments that would be the kind of call to his status here in the upper layer of Ironstone itself, all of which seem to kind of emanate this sort of nobility amongst themselves. There's kind of straps of cloth that kind of hang from his shoulders, almost like priestly garb, but more in the sense of showing off what appears to be a house logo of sorts, perhaps something much more akin to nobility. A
being
pleasure
like-
to make your acquaintance, visitors. I'm guessing that a lot of you could use some rooms.
Yeah, we were going to get a room for her tonight.
Right then. Provided, of course, you can afford the prices. It is 5 gold a night.
I'd give him 5 gold.
Pays for drinks as well as your breakfasts and dinners. Lunches is something that you have to
Damn.
fend for yourself.
Hey, thank you. Much appreciated.
Not a problem. You are capable of investing, then you are capable of staying. Your rooms will be on the 2nd floor. Feel free to pick out which one you'd like. We have a bit of a slow business day.
Understood.
We don't
thank
need
you.
a key or anything.
The keys will generate after you take your room.
I'll begin to walk up to the 2nd floor, I suppose.
With a bit of caution and confusion, you begin to head to the private rooms. The private rooms are equally as impressive as the interior of the entranceway. Each one is a sort of a sanctuary of comfort and luxury. They're furnished in large, intricately carved beds draped in heavy, luxurious fabrics and adorned with plush pillows. They each feature their own private hearth, which provides warmth and a cozy ambiance. Each of them have their own sort of bathing rooms as well, connected to the interior, equipped with finely crafted copper fixtures and marble sinks to offer a touch of, practicality mixed with elegance.
Nice. Are all the rooms the same, or?
More or less, yes. They are all kind of modeled after each other, so. There's no
Okay,
reason
I'll
to
just
pick one
pick.
room or another.
Yeah, I'll just pick a room then. And then what? When I grab the handle, the key generates, or?
When you open the door, a key generates in your other hand. And as it does so, you find yourself 5 gold lighter.
That's convenient.
Nice. All right. Well, I walk in and gesture for the boys to come on in as well.
I mean, I basically found them and I'm with them, right?
Yes.
All right.
Oh, I thought you were looking for a guy that can help you get the job.
That is
Well,
true. And
that's
that is something
probably
that he's
gonna be
doing.
in
He'll
the
be catching
morning.
up to you guys. He'll be catching up to you guys essentially.
What
at one
time is
particular
it?
Point. Not too late. It's probably like early in the afternoon at this particular point.
Does this town work like 24/7? Like, do these
Mm,
dwarves
yeah.
like round the
Yeah, they're
clock
just-
are working?
Constantly, the light fixtures are always on. They don't really have a sense of like day-night cycles or things like that. They just go. They do keep track of their times more or less in terms of how long they've been working, so they don't overdo it. But yeah, this city does not sleep.
Sweet. Well, I guess I'm with them, and then after we go into the room, I'll tell them about my job opportunity.
As soon as we
Wait,
are
so-
all in the room, I'm gonna close the door.
Is Jack back too?
It's at this point that Jack is still doing some other investigative work, kind of providing a little bit of an interview as well as potential counsel to one of the apprentices over at the temple, and we'll get to that in a moment. But the rest of you do manage to come into one of the singular rooms here. View its opulence and its luxury, and kind of bask in it for a moment, and also bask in the fact that you can just relax for a little bit. There's nobody here that's going to look at you, that's going to judge you, that's going to yell at you.
Rip off the hood off my head. I'm like, oh, that was annoying.
Is her now that he's back? Does she go back to normal?
Oh yeah, I went back to normal as soon as I saw that he was breathing again.
No more
Are we
scales
concerned
and
with them?
black eyes.
Nope.
So
Are we
you hiding your
concerned
ears?
about-
What?
We're worried about people seeing you when you look like your normal self still.
I also have to cover my ears and my horns because they don't like elves and they don't like draconic or anything like that.
We
So
could
I
crop
still
you.
have to cover my horns. What?
We can give you a nice classy crop. Like
Are
a
you talking
Great
about my
Dane.
horns?
Your horns
Are you
and
trying
your
to cut off my
ears.
horn? My
the fuck?
ears?
Just saying.
I just back away from.
Anyways, guys,
Ryko.
I found an awesome opportunity for us.
For us.
Yeah, you guys are all saying how poor you are, right? Like, we need to make some gold while we're here. This is
I
a
wasn't
great place to make some
complaining.
gold.
You know we have a job already, right?
To make
We're
gold?
busy doing something. No, we're
Oh, just
literally here on a mission.
Yeah, no shit, but we need to make gold to get better stuff. So then we can do that actual mission properly without dying more.
This is about
We
you and a
just
new weapon,
brought
isn't
someone
it?
back to life. This is what?
This is about you and a new weapon, isn't it?
Listen, can we all at
So
least
it is.
acknowledge that I do at least 50% of the damage whenever we like come into these things? I think it's rather important that like I'm suited up and I can do the best that I can do. I mean, I am not good at anything except fighting. And
No,
it
you're the
protects
Beyblade.
everybody. This is a safety concern. The
As
best
he's
defense
talking,
is a
I'm
good
gonna
offense.
head towards the washroom and ignore him.
Okay, I slowly turn to Gru as she's walking away.
don't look at me.
I'm like, brother, my fellow brother, owling
Brother and
Gru.
feathers.
brother
Not
and
related.
feathers, my fellow feather brother.
My beaky friend.
Listen,
My fellow squawker.
Oh,
I
oh my
asked,
god.
I do not, my fellow squawker. We are birdmen, brrr, and I
I hate that
am just
song.
asking. Listen,
What are you,
every
a
time-
pigeon now?
every time I mean, I know you've died, right? But like, I would totally die for you, Gru. Like, you obviously would die for us. That's, thank you. But like, how's your gold?
Fine. I have 1600.
What the fuck? Well then, I am
Literally,
talking
the
to
only
the
thing that Gru has
wrong
bought
person.
is reviving himself, and I think this hotel room.
Interesting.
Actually, I bought a bunch of magic items earlier.
Really?
You know what?
Damn.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
take a different turn here. Hey, what's up, Gru? How you doing, brother?
Oh
That's,
I have pretty rich family, as you
I'm
know.
not giving you money.
All right,
I'm gonna
well,
peek my head out to see if Riku's distracted, and then I'm gonna walk over to Tick and hope that he doesn't register I walked back in the room.
Gru, the weapon is so cool.
Oh, no.
I'm telling you, dog.
I only have 600. I didn't update D&D Beyond.
Oh, that's
That's
not
what
enough
it
then.
is.
Never mind.
Wait, is Winter trying to sneak back into the room where Tick is?
Yeah, I'm trying to sneak past Ryko so he doesn't notice I register
No.
I came back in the room.
I have a good argument for
Oh,
this,
I thought you
actually.
said,
I do have a good
trying to
argument for
sneak
this.
past him in order
I
to
was
get
sneaking
into the
over
room.
to Tick.
Yeah, okay, so I thought you meant without me noticing, and I was just like, what?
A fabulous
No.
argument, I swear.
You can't out sneak Tick.
All of this
Speaking of-
investigation stuff, I'm not the greatest at, right? So while Jack and maybe Winter are out, doing their whole, figuring this stuff out, that's their thing. They're, especially Jack. That's
Did you
what
think I'm out of the room?
she does. But while they're doing that, we can make money
You
for
just
the
call
group.
him he, she.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
I'm not convinced.
That's not
So-
okay.
We can make money for the group and then simultaneously do this so we can be as efficient as possible. So we can go out, do some jobs, make some money for the team, so then we can upgrade ourselves
hold
while
on a
they're
sec.
actually doing
Hold on,
stuff to
hold
progress
on.
the actual mission with intel.
Does Gru know about the Underdark?
Are you proficient in nature? You are not, so no.
Why is a druid proficient in nature?
What?
Wait.
This
Because he's a druid?
Isn't that what druids do?
Yeah.
You're
Not
not.
necessarily. They don't necessarily
Wait.
have academic understandings of nature.
Oh, you said you're not proficient in nature.
in nature, yes.
Yeah, I don't have nature proficiency.
That's a little
I have
junked
perception,
up, bud.
stealth.
Interesting.
If Grorus only stays in one place, that doesn't mean he has knowledge of every other place as well. He doesn't have to be proficient in nature to be a druid.
I'm gonna block out their conversation and I'm gonna look at Tick and I'm gonna be like, I have something for you.
I'm gonna turn. 'cause
Didn't
I
you go
heard-
over to the washroom?
I snuck back out past. Once I saw that Raiko was distracted, I snuck past him.
Hey, that's not fair. I'm not here to be a distraction.
Winter yells out from the
I mean,
washroom.
how big of an owlin are you, Gru?
He's a decently sized owl.
I was literally
Listen.
just trying to like make sure he got distracted and then come back out, just
Let's
like
be
so he would
real
stop
here.
talking to me.
If either of us die, we're right next to the place where we can get revived, and I'll
not
be
how-
the face. I'll be the face. Okay, I'll be the face of everything. If anyone dies, it's gonna be me. I just need you to support me as a good brother owlin would.
I'm gonna look at Raikou. I was like, isn't that what you said
Who the
last time?
fuck is
Then
Raikou?
Gru died right after. Sorry, Raikou. And then I'm gonna look at him and be like, isn't that what you said last time before Gru
Well,
died?
here's the thing. If you go past me and you get your face into the thing, then and I'm incapacitated, what do you want me to do? But if you stay back, and
Splitting
then
up
I'm the
party
face.
is a terrible idea.
What'd you say?
Mm-hmm.
Splitting up the party is a terrible idea.
Yes.
I mean, we just would
Ironstone
lose the
also is
bard,
not
really.
in the Underdark, right?
No, Ironstone is not
No.
the Underdark. It's kind of like it's like the last bastion before you hit the Underdark. And Tick, because you used to actually be here regularly,
Please
I will
tell
say
me
that
he
you have
knows
at the
what the
very least a
Underdark is.
basic idea of what the Underdark is. You're not like
Help me
super
convince them this
knowledgeable
is a
about-
terrible idea.
You're not super knowledgeable about all of the dangers that lie there, but the Underdark is regularly used by anybody who is in Ironstone for their kids as like horror stories. Like the creatures down there will come and get you if you don't go to sleep. They'll
Listen.
come and get you if you don't do your work. And they'll like the Drow will come and take you away from your family, and they'll force you to fight in the Colosseum. The Beholders will come and eat your dreams. Like the horrible things.
There's gotta be levels to this shit, though, right? Like we could just take some level 1 missions in the Underdark.
I'm gonna look at Raikou and be like, do you even have permission to do this?
That's not how the Underdark works.
So, have I been here before, Lindy? Since I'm royalty they traveled.
In Ironstone specifically, probably not. The interior of Ironstone tends to be fairly, I would say, exclusive concerning the people they tend to roll with. The Emperor of Oridon has been here, but generally speaking,
Right.
most other representatives don't make their way down here.
How about this? Have my political parents, who are big givers throughout all of the land or whatever, do they have political friends that happen to live here that I might know about?
You'd probably only be aware of King Halfhammer.
We met him, right? Is he here?
Yes. Supposedly.
Oh, perfect. We can just go see him. He knows what mission we're on. Maybe he'll even help us out.
He does not necessarily know what mission you're on.
What? Wasn't he there?
No, well, he was there when the thing happened, but he doesn't know what mission you guys are on. That was something that you figured out after you went to the capital and talked with the Emperor as well as the Archmage.
Right.
Two
I mean,
different
it's okay to tell him, though, right? I mean, about what we're doing.
Up to you.
I mean, Jack, wouldn't that...
Jack's not there.
All right, Isaac.
Wait until Jack gets back to make any decisions.
Usually when it don't tell anyone, it also means don't tell anyone.
Is it a bad time
Yeah,
to say
but we
that
don't want to tell anyone.
that Jack
Hold
has told
on.
something?
We don't want to tell anyone because we don't want to scare people into them knowing. He already knows about all of this. So it's not. It doesn't make any difference if we tell him about the mission.
Yeah, we
He
don't have to
was there.
necessarily tell him. We don't have to tell him about the mission from the Emperor, but we can tell him that we were there and that we're investigating it.
Yeah.
And it might give us some favor.
Okay.
Yeah, because King Halfhammer saw Adon, like,
Yeah.
so he's aware of that.
Yeah, so we can tell him like we're looking into it because you and I are survivors of
Yeah.
the Adon incident.
We can just tell him we were there that day to try to get like in with him to like see him. But yeah, I guess Jack isn't here, but I guess it's something we could possibly do in the morning though, rather than tonight.
While Raiko is using his bird brain to figure all this out, I'm gonna look at Tick and be like, I got you a gift.
Hey, that's racist.
Hey. I didn't say it out loud.
Yes.
I'm going to, out of my bag of holding, I'm going to pull out a perfect fit of the boots of Elvenkind and hand them over to Tick.
Tick, you see these boots, which are rather
And they match
delicate. they do have the same make as Winter's. They are delicate in their cloth. They fit very smoothly around the feet to the point where you can kind of feel every single bit of it. They are meant to mask the sound of any movement that you make, giving you the ability to much more easily sneak up on people.
Advantage on dexterity and stealth check that rely on being silent.
Lundy,
Yeah.
you haven't given me this yet, have you?
I don't think so.
Uh,
Let me double check. Oh no, I did give those. I did give those to you when they were bought. Yes,
okay, yeah.
I assumed that they would be given
I don't
to you.
remember buying these, and I just look at my.
Nah, yeah.
Oh,
They're
just have a
Just
pair.
pretend that I just handed them to you.
I put them in your inventory when they were bought because I knew they were going to be given to you, and I
Okay,
just wanted to take care of that ahead of time.
Here. I was just like,
Yeah.
this is gonna be really awkward if I already had these.
I already
Well,
have a pair, but
I'm
thanks,
gonna look
Winter.
at Tick, and I kind of like do head tilt like smile like every anime girl ever, and then I'm gonna be like, I remember you talking about them.
God.
Tick's
the fuck up.
eyes just kind of bulge a little bit out of his head, as rats do when they're happy, as he sees the intricately made.
Aren't their eyes already kind of bulging out of their head?
Yes, but
Leave his eyes alone.
when rats are like happy, like really happy, their eyes just like keep pulsing a little out of their head. It looks kind of weird.
like a Boston Terrier.
Yeah, something like that. Oh my god, thank you!
Of course.
I can get rid of these dingy old boots! As he fucking chucks them to the corner.
It'd been so funny if one of them hit Raiko.
Do it.
Oh, hell yeah.
You'd have to roll for it.
I made
Not
sure
that-
that they were right
I'm not trying
that they
to
were
hit
the
you.
right size.
I'm not trying to hit you. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the
That
rat
looks like
eyes.
that particular rat is being
With the-
squeezed to get his
no,
head to pop out.
with the ears falling back and the eyes getting big. Yeah.
Here. That's what it looks like.
Ew.
That's
That
what
rat
Winter's
is
into.
extremely happy right now.
He gets eye wiggles.
I wiggles.
Oh my god,
Alright.
that's so weird.
It does look weird, yeah, but it's just like, oh my god, yes! Awesome
At
boots!
least he's happy.
I'm really glad you
Just
like
hiding.
them. I got them off of a sketchy guy. He might have been a pervert. I don't know.
He might have been a pervert.
Can't hear my tip taps.
Yeah, no, your footsteps will be completely quiet, just like mine.
Oh, I can sneak up on people.
Mm-hmm.
Even
Pretty sure you've done
better.
that before.
Oh, running away after a murder is gonna be so fast.
I know, right?
Mm,
And I'm just like smiling, like a big anime girl smile.
While you guys are discussing doing potential work, exchanging gifts, reuniting with Tick, Jack, you go to speak to the apprentice Duncan. You have been told that apparently he's been sleeping in a lot lately. He's been obsessed with Mr. Volman, the violinist, to the degree where he's likely going to be let go from the temple in due time. When you go back to the bunks that the various different priests tend to use for their own purposes, you're able to find that his is the only room that is currently closed at the moment. The door kind of like indicating occupancy.
I'll be polite. I'll knock.
You knock and
Sorry.
you receive a bit of a groan in response.
Hello?
Who's that?
A music enthusiast looking for some input on an artist.
What the fuck? After a few moments, the door opens and you see a rather young-looking dwarf in his in sort of half of his ceremonial vestments. He looks up at you somewhat blearily. Who the hell are you?
You can call me Jack. I'm a traveling musician, and I heard that there was a fabulous artist in town. And that maybe you've seen him perform?
You're talking about Volman. Yeah. Oh, fuck, what time is it?
Mid-afternoon.
Good, I got an hour to get myself washed up, get something to eat, and then I'll go to another one of his performances.
Oh, he's performing in an hour?
Yeah, about 3 times a day usually. One in the morning, one in the mid-afternoon, and one late into the evening.
Are they all the same set, or are they different each time?
Sometimes there's some differences. I really like looking into seeing exactly what differs and what doesn't. Sometimes it gets audience involvement in it.
What kind of audience involvement?
Sometimes it's the whole audience encourages him to do some things to help accompany his music. Sometimes he actually asks for a volunteer to go up and help him with something. It's really fun. Hoping to get picked one of these days.
What do they help him do? Is it an act on stage, or do they go off and do something?
Oh no, you just sit there and you just he performs for you, almost like he's performing just for you, you know?
Serenade. So, how do you know how he picks these people, or is it just kind of random?
Seems random to me.
Okay. By the way, I heard that you were supposed to be at work. I stopped by the temple earlier, and they told me that you were getting ready for the show.
It's not much to be worried about. What's it to do around here? A little bit of sweeping? Who cares?
Well, I mean, it seemed like they really could have used a hand when I was down there.
They got enough people. Don't need me. Not for everything, right?
Can I do an insight to see if he seems to be, like, charmed and under the compulsion of a spell?
You can do an insight to see if he's acting unnaturally, but you need detect magic to determine spells.
Then I'll do I'll do an insight for that then.
Okay.
The 21.
He certainly seems to be acting in a way that's very unnatural. The sort of like sweat that he's got on him from being particularly stressed out for some particular reason. The sort of dismissive way that he acts about towards his various different duties here at the temple. This doesn't look right.
It's a drug eating its fix.
You seem stressed. You got a bit of a sweat going on.
Oh, of course. If I miss one of those shows, it might be the one I get picked for. If it's the one I get picked for, and then I miss, then I'm never going to get picked. I don't even know how much longer he's going to be staying here in Ironstone.
How many people go to these shows?
Hundreds. We fill the whole hall every time. Finding a seat is the most difficult part.
What does he do after the show? Do you know if he goes? Because doing 3 shows a day is a lot. He probably is sleeping in between that, I would assume.
I would suppose some rest and relaxation, whatever he needs to do to keep himself nice and fresh for each performance.
Well, Father Bronzebeard did want me to come ask you to go check in with him, at least.
Fucking, he's just trying to get me to stop going for some reason. I don't know why. What does it bother him if I end up going to see some shows?
Well, if you're missing work, it's going to bother him a lot.
He just wants to work on me a wee bit extra, just because I'm a younger apprentice. Wants to instill some sort of work ethic into me. That's the thing that every single dwarf does. While we're growing up, they always tell you, "Oh, you gotta work hard. You gotta work until the day you drop, so you'll be proud of yourself at the end of your life." Fuck that. I want to listen to music.
What kind of music does he play?
Oh, all sorts. Classics. Sometimes he modernizes it up a wee bit. He's got drums and such that play themselves sometimes as a background to whatever it is that he plays. And he's got all sorts of different types of variety to him.
And what kind of other people go? Is it a bunch of younger people like yourself, or is it kind of...
Young, old, some retired. It's anybody who's got the time, I guess.
How do you get a ticket?
First come, first serve.
Oh, so you just show up and they let you in?
Right, yeah, he kind of glances around for a little bit. Speaking of which, I'm eating up time. I gotta get something to eat before I go.
Okay, well...
Kind of shoves past you.
Wouldn't want you to miss your show. Bye, I guess.
Hey, have a good one! Bye!
Weird. Well, I'm gonna go find the party.
Alright. You rendezvous with the party back in the inn room that they have taken, where there is arguing going on, as per usual.
Deep breath before I walk in.
Don't even breathe.
It's more of a it's a relaxation exercise. So what's the arguing about?
You're back?
Raiko wants us
Yes.
to go into the Underdark.
Listen, maybe we can get a different job from Halfhammer, but like I figure while we're here, we can get a nice job while we're figuring some shit out with the mission. So some of us who are not good can help, make some money for the team, while others are, trying to figure out stuff where the other of us just can't really participate as much and kind of a dead weight.
You're not dead weight, you just have to know what questions to ask.
Yeah, see, that's not me, dog. I know how to fight. I'm a fighter. I'm not a bard.
Good questions that you could ask if you're looking for suggestions, or maybe while your brother was here. See if anybody saw a bird similar to you, but black.
Well,
Find out what he was doing.
I could find that out. But I need gold.
For what?
I want to get a magical weapon.
You have a magical weapon.
I use 2 weapons.
You have a magical weapon.
But I use 2 weapons.
I mean, what are you expecting to fight where we need more than what we have at the moment?
We've had 2 people die so far. And it's been... Sometimes all of us could have died. I don't think it's a bad thing to invest into our offensive power to help us not die as much.
You're not wrong.
And if I'm doing like half of our damage a lot of the time, it's like because I feel like a lot of the things we're going to be going up against are going to be things that I will need a magical weapon to really affect. And if I don't have that, then that goes like 25% of our damage.
Well, did you try to find a cheap option to make do until we have money?
Nope.
We made most of our money after our big run-in with the cult
Sure.
and selling what we got from them. Our side jobs were more of a distraction.
Yeah. I am halfway in, and I need like, I don't know, 400 gold. So I'm going to do jobs until I can make it.
A couple of people have updated their characters' images since they have been made. We got Jack and Tick now.
Ooh, what's up, Tick?
Hello.
I like how it's camo. Is it camo?
No, that's just shading.
It's like a winter.
Yeah.
That's a woman.
Yeah, right.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what's
Features.
this job that you want to go do? in
I
the
don't know.
Underdark?
I have no idea, but I figured I would go out and find one. You know,
I thought you
Halfhammer's here.
said somebody gave you a job to go to the Underdark.
Nobody gave me a job. They said to go to the Underdark, and I'd probably have to get approval. So Halfhammer's here, so I was going to get permission to go down there and like get a job, or maybe Halfhammer has a completely different job that we can do while we're here to make some extra gold. To
But what do you
spend.
even want to go to the Underdark for? Like, what did they say you should go down there for? Why is that?
To kill shit, Jack.
That's not what he said at all, actually. But
That sounds like a job. It sounds like somebody gave you a job to go kill something.
Maybe, but not really. He said that that's what they do down there, and you know, I can go down there and find work.
I'm gonna separate to be player to player real quick. They did give you a job to go down there and get 10 pounds of orichalcum.
Oh yeah.
yeah, like at least.
Yeah, I was unsure. I was unsure if you just didn't remember that or if you were keeping that to yourself.
Yeah, that's
Nah.
why I separated to be player to player. Like, they did give you a job, so
Here's my
I'm gonna
thing.
keep asking. And I'm gonna assume that they didn't give you a job.
And wait, it was 10 pounds of I don't know what you said.
Or Chalcom. Hold on, I'll spell it for you.
Calcum.
That.
It's-
I thought
Or
you were like
metal. I mean,
describing
it's-
like work
but-
they could give me, not like literally telling me to go.
No, that guy literally was like, I've been looking for 10 pounds of orichalcum for a while, so that's kind of the only place that you can find it.
And did he say that would cover the other half?
You didn't ask how much he'd give you for it, so.
No,
You are not a strong negotiator, my guy.
I'm not. I'm just trying to find work.
You're not doing a good job.
Well,
You
I'll
didn't
go
even
by
pay attention to
and I'll
what we're
ask him how much he'll give me
given.
for orichalcum, and then I'll go see Halfhammer.
All right, well, it sounds like we need some kind of registration if we want to start doing some kind of, I don't know, mercenary work on the side. But we don't have a lot of time to, dally about doing whatever it is you want to do to go make money. We have a literal apocalypse to stop.
Sure.
I don't know if you forgot about that.
Yeah, but here's the thing: we won't stop shit if we die.
You're right. But at the same time, this guy is doing 3 performances a day, and I think he's actually enslaving the minds of the people that go.
Sure. So you figure that out, and then I'll come back you up after I make some gold.
Yeah, sure. Let him go to the Underdark by himself. Let's see what happens.
I would like
what
to
the Underdark
slowly
is?
turn to Gru. Hello, brother.
No.
Why?
Jack, you do have Jack of all trades, so you can at the very least make a check to see if you know more about the Underdark.
What would
Really?
you like?
Nature.
19.
Okay. Jack, you're aware that the Underdark is a place, well, historically speaking, the only people who tend to go down there are people who are trying to clear out, like, nearby roads towards Ironstone or any other sort of place that might have an opening that's nearby. Usually soldiers, usually in large groups. And the reason for that is because there are other civilizations down there. There are the Dwarger, also known as the Dark Dwarves, who tend to be very vicious. Also, like most intelligent beings down there and intelligent societies in the Underdark, enslavers. So dealing with them and making sure that they stay away from any sort of surface civilized places is kind of a priority. Same with the Drow. The Dark Elves also have a habit of taking people if they get near. So they can sometimes do like surface raids during the midst of the night on small villages if they manage to find like an opening nearby. There are loads of different monsters down there, all of which tend to be fairly almost alien in comparison to the things that you'll find on the surface, that are large, vicious, and very dangerous, even in comparison to most things, most of the beasts that you'll find above ground. Even an owlbear placed down in the Underdark probably wouldn't last very long.
Is an owlbear really that bad? Or like really that formidable? Compared to like one of us?
Yeah. Owlbears are pretty formidable.
Ryko, do you know what lives in the Underdark?
Monsters.
Fucked up things.
As far as the scale of monsters go, do you understand what you're asking us to go do?
Not quite. I mean, we would go down there and kind of like get more information.
So, aside from the Drow and the Dark Dwarves who will enslave us, have you heard of a Mind Flayer?
Maybe. I mean, probably. Yeah, I think so.
They'll either enslave you or eat your brain if you're lucky,
Squiddy people.
or infect you with a parasite if you're not lucky.
And this shit is just right below this giant city of dwarves.
Yes, they keep an armed patrol keeping the streets clear down there. For the army.
Okay.
The
Well,
army does this.
If it turns out to be too dangerous after we were to talk to them and they want us to do something retarded or crazy, then maybe King Halfhammer has other work that is more, considerable for us.
Like stopping the evil mind-controlling bard that is tearing society apart and causing the downfall of the worship of Thoradin.
Does that pay us gold?
Their stuff does, if sold properly.
That's true. Wait. Maybe.
I mean, you guys made loads of gold after you took all the stuff off of Ogden and his followers.
And that was
Owls
like
have temples.
that was like 6
If they
dudes.
do, I'm rubbing my temples.
Okay.
I
Okay,
have
before
a
we
bike.
go on an excursion to the Underdark and probably get enslaved, or worse, I would like to deal with the Bard, who might enslave us, or worse.
Hey guys, have
Yes,
we
Hunter.
thought about the fact that maybe the king is also under this bard spell?
No. Hopefully not.
I'm sure we would have heard something about that. I hope.
Oh. Not if he's anything like that acolyte I ran into.
I mean, either
Well, I
way,
feel
we're
like
gonna
a
want
king
to
would have
talk to
done
Well, I
him,
something
mean,
right?
about
like,
this by
gossip.
now.
I mean, gossip like the king has gone crazy.
So, I mean, we still want to go talk to him?
I want to go see what his show is like.
I
there any
don't
reason
I don't
for
know if I
Texas
want to
to
go to that and risk, like, being persuaded in any way.
Is there
Well, I
anything
think-
that we can like have to help protect us from being charmed or whatever? Like some kind of a potion or something?
Everybody shove cotton in your ears.
I don't think that there is a potion for that.
Or if we just go with earplugs, maybe it's because of the sound that does something. I mean, do you have any powers like this, Jack?
The powers to control people on this scale,
With your
no.
music? Yeah.
Yeah, not on this scale, but I do have that ability.
But is it, I mean, it's basically due to sound and people hearing the music itself?
I'll defer to the DM on this one. I want to make sure I get your magic system correct.
Generally speaking, if it is bardic magic, it would require the listening of the music in order to cause the enthrallment, whatever the case may be.
So they have to be able to hear?
Yes.
Okay.
Is there any kind of way that we can become like super proficient in like reading lips? So we can communicate like normal but not hear anything?
Not overnight.
I think, doesn't Tick have something like that?
Tick has, what's it called? Thieves' Cant, which is a different way of speaking. It's basically English,
Well,
but it's gibberish to
asking
people who
for-
don't understand the code.
Yeah, it's more like Simlish.
I guess there's message.
casting protection from energy be helpful against whatever he's using?
Protection from energy?
Yeah.
That would work if it was a damaging attack.
Who else does it? So is Winter the only one that has message?
Yeah.
But if I send a message to somebody, they can reply.
So basically, you're just gonna be like everything goes through Winter.
Well, no, we can.
We can talk.
You signals. But
Look,
like we
We're
wouldn't want to
talking
hear
right
anything.
now.
Yeah, I know, but like when we're there, we wouldn't want to
Let's-
hear
Yeah.
anything, right?
All right, hold on. We're getting off track. We need to find out more information.
What?
So
Brain hurts.
let's go. Raiko and I might be able to get an audience with the king. Hard might. I have to work through the mental gymnastics and persuasion I need to do to get us into the king's chamber.
Might be better off not having Raiko with you.
Well,
Well,
Ryan's
real.
prestigious and his family might know them.
figure.
What's that?
You're a. My brain hurts.
He's a
Nepotism
noble.
is a thing.
We need. Yeah, I want to.
Yeah,
I want to
you're
use your noble
definitely there
pedigree.
out of nepotism.
Yeah, I know. It's great.
But we can do something else while the two of us go do that. Do you guys have any ideas for what we can, search where we can look to see if we can find a way to undo this kind of effect if it is a mind control?
No clue. Half
Is
the
it-
people are
I mean,
primarily mind control.
Well, when
Yeah,
it takes effect, it does it. Do they need to hear the music like at all times, or when the music stops, does it go away?
No, they're still very much enthralled.
So if they hear something that disrupt, I don't know. Maybe I don't know. I don't know how this works.
Neither do I.
There's one fairly universal spell that can be used to break just about any enchantment, but it's not a spell that is necessarily well known to everybody. Dispel magic.
Yeah,
I
I
have
do
that
not
spell.
have.
Damn it.
So
I don't either.
I do have that spell.
Or maybe isn't it like a common
Oh,
thing
protection.
that like
Hey,
Go ahead.
protection from evil should get us, or good and evil.
that's only against certain types of creatures.
Yeah, that's against
Target-
aberrations,
Target
celestials,
also
element.
can't be possessed by or gain the charmed or frightened condition.
Well, creatures of those types have disadvantage on attack against the target, and the target can't be charmed, frightened, or possessed by them.
Oh, yeah, by those creatures. So if it is truly a human doing this, then that won't help us.
Isn't it like a kind of like a thing that like with certain charms that if the person being charmed is told and made aware that they're being charmed, that it helps them come out of it?
I don't. Well, I mean, it can potentially give them another save depending on the type of charm being used, but it's not universal.
Okay.
I tried to tell Jack that she was being charmed, but no. She just walked away from me.
When was I being charmed?
This is over the table. Under the table, we don't know. You remember that pervert?
He wasn't a
That
pervert. He was
pervert
a
touched
nice
nobody.
guy. He was a good guy.
Okay, but Jacqueline wanted to touch him.
Alright, look.
Well,
I guess we should just go talk to the Half Hammer, see if he knows anything. Maybe he knows people he can send us in direction to that know more about it. Like not even like who know about this, but know more about charming in general.
I am proficient in Arcana, so maybe if I see one of them, I can study them and find more out.
Oh,
Well, you should be able to find plenty at the exhibit hall. They're getting ready for a show, so they're probably storming the gates. They seem to be feverish for this music, almost addicted.
I
And it's
guess
first come,
we can-
first serve, so they'll have a line.
Well, we don't want to go in there in case there is some sort of magical effect, but we can see if we can grab one outside and study them.
Yeah, and maybe you can try to dispel the effect, see if that works.
Yeah, we can do that.
What are the chances that this is a concentration spell for the bard guy himself, and if we were to break his concentration, it would break the charm for everybody?
If it's over the
I
course of
seriously doubt it.
as long as it's been, even if it's just more
Yeah.
than one day, that's unheard of.
Most spell effects don't last that long. It'd have to be some sort of magic item, like his instrument.
Or some kind of ritual.
Okay. So
Which, if we disrupt the ritual, it should clear the issue. But we definitely know that this is most likely the cult trying to bring down Thoradin's discipline of hard work and, discipline.
Well, I want to agree, but that's all. We don't have that much evidence. We just know that there's a bard.
Well,
don't
he
you-
might not be directly tied to the cult, but if they got him to perform here specifically, and they're giving him a reason to continue performing, it's furthering their goals.
What was the one thing you were gonna lesser restoration? What does that do?
Not what you're wanting. It only works on certain effects. I don't know if charm is one of them.
Maybe he's a vampire and we need to give people garlic.
I highly doubt that.
Tick, do you want to see if you have any contacts that could help us out with some information?
Yeah, lesser restoration does blinded, deafened, paralyzed, and poisoned.
So it's all physical rather than like of the mind.
So, Raiko, you come with me. We'll try to go talk to the king. Winter and Gru, you guys want to go see if you can get more information about this, effect and how to cleanse it?
Sure.
Where would we do that? And I start putting my cloak back on over my head to hide my ears and horns.
At the exhibit hall. You should be able to find somebody outside of the exhibit hall. if you get to the show early enough. And then I'll
Do
tell
I
him how
have
to get there.
anything in my backpack that I can just shove in my ears?
Do you have any extra cloth or things like that?
I have like a spare outfit, so I'll just rip a little bit off of it.
That'll work.
I won't put them in my ears right now, but when we get closer, because I have a feeling it's gonna be pretty loud.
Okay.
Or Tick, if you can follow him after the show and see what he does,
Hell yeah.
we might be able to get more information about him specifically.
I can definitely try.
So does that mean Tick will be coming with us?
No.
And
Yeah.
I give Jack a little look.
Yeah, Tick, you go with them,
Okay.
and then you guys watch us back after the show. Because if it is,
Tour first, I gotta ask for an item.
I can barely hear Tick.
Sorry, that's probably me.
Is it hard to
No.
do the voice?
Can you hear me now?
yes.
Yeah.
It's a bit hard to do the voice, but it's fine. Can we make a little detour? I need to ask for an item first.
We don't have a lot of time before the show. I know they were rushing to get there, so don't make it too long.
This shouldn't take too long.
All right,
He's got
Ryko,
new
you-
boots. There's no stopping him.
Ryko, let's go.
Okie doke. I bet this dude has charmed a lot of people to get a lot of money on him.
I'm just gonna look at everybody and be like, "Is my cloak fine? Can you see my horns or ears?"
No, you look fine.
I blush a little when Tick says that. I'm like, "Okay, let's go."
Okay, anyway.
All right. So a little bit more shopping. Tick, what are you looking for?
Ring of invisibility
Two.
Oh,
would be a bit pricey,
yeah.
but that's what I'm expecting.
It is definitely going to be
I-
crazy.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
I can cast invisibility on you.
All right. So that is a
Yeah.
legendary item.
Oh god, okay.
So we're talking like 50 to 100k.
Holy
Oh.
fuck, that's more than eternal life.
So that's like 500 plat. No.
No,
Yes?
no.
Uh-oh.
It's like at minimum 5,000 plat.
5,000 plat. Alright.
And I don't even know if I'd go with that.
Maybe you can get a potion of invisibility?
Speaking quite clearly,
I can
legendary
cast
items are not
invisibility.
actually legendary items specifically are not actually meant to be like
Purchase.
buyable.
Yeah.
They're supposed to be something you quest for, usually.
Gotcha.
Hey,
Once this is over, I'll have to go ask around in that case.
Isaac,
Hey, what?
Not the shops, but
I have a question. You know how like
Have an
end
answer.
caps work in WoW? Like
Oh,
you,
well-
like an end cap when you like can like charm somebody, and the only way you can break it is by damaging them. So if
Yeah.
you hit them, it breaks the charm in WoW.
Yeah.
Do you think if we did something to harm all these people, it might break the charm? But like just
Mm.
barely,
charm.
like just barely. You know what I mean? Just enough to break it.
It definitely depends on the spell.
Give
I
every single
know.
person a slap.
Yeah, I know. As far as D&D spells go, there are some spells that give you a chance to attempt the save again if you are injured during the effect, but not everyone.
Okay.
Ultimately, it depends on what sort of charm they might be under. If they are even under a charm, who knows?
Yeah, Jack is assuming a lot at this point. He doesn't have a lot of answers. Well, she doesn't have a lot of answers.
Interesting.
Well, you have a potential show you can eavesdrop in on, and well, Tick, you're not going to be in any way successful finding a ring of invisibility. The gnomes are very creative and very talented peoples, but the creation of legendary items is a bit beyond them.
Gotcha. Yeah, I don't know. I couldn't find anything legendary about it. The only price thing.
It's permanent fucking invisibility, dude.
Well, yeah, but still, I couldn't find anything legit. The only things it got described.
I'm just
as
gonna
is,
walk. Like, did you ask any of the?
The only descriptions I found from it is this simple iron ring turns the wielder invisible.
Well, it's not how the ring looks. It's how
It's what it does. While wearing this ring, you can turn invisible as an action. Anything you are wearing or carrying is invisible with you. You remain invisible until this ring is removed. You attack or cast a spell, and until you cast a bonus action to become visible again.
Dog, you asked for the one ring.
And you can just keep doing that forever. There's no limits. Is the thing.
I'm just gonna walk up to Tick, be like, did you ask any of your magic users if they could turn you invisible?
Wasn't there an item you were working on, Topi, that was like kind of similar, but just it did something with invisibility?
Yeah. So what he wants is whenever he lands a killing blow on someone, it makes him invisible for a turn.
That's ballin'. Especially if you're doing one-shot kills, you know.
Yeah. Those are.
Which would be more doable. It would be rare, so it would still be very expensive.
No, Griris, I heard you can cast invisibility, but you're not gonna be in my back pocket.
Did you want invisibility just for the advantage, though? Did you want that before you found out about the rogue ability?
I think it's to like be able to sneak after him.
Just in general, all sorts of sneakery and shit.
Oh, alright.
Because now I don't make noise, and if I'm out of sight, then how the hell are people gonna notice me, basically?
The sound from your gun.
Well, yeah, but then it's too late.
Yeah, I'm just saying. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Look, he just wants to have a foolproof method of being able to ambush literally anybody ever at any one given time, and he just wants it to be cheap and affordable.
Yeah, is that so much
with
Yes.
the kill mechanic, I
Yes,
can
it
keep
is.
doing it no, because with the kill mechanic,
The
I can
passive
keep doing it
aggressiveness.
constantly. With the ring, I need to spend an action in order to be invisible.
Yeah, but if it's prior to fighting, spending an action literally doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, if it's prior.
Well,
to
in
fighting.
between them, though.
Oh, and it's
Yeah,
a
the ring
bonus
being
action,
more-
not
the
an
ring-
action.
No, going invisible is an action, and becoming visible is a bonus.
Does that still
the
apply for a
ring is
rogue?
more of I took it as the ring is more of an outside combat thing, and then whenever I get a kill, that's more of a combat. Because if I keep getting kills, I can just keep going every round. But with the ring in combat, I can only keep going every second.
Understand that casting invisibility on someone usually costs a spell slot. This allows you to do it ad infinitum for the entirety of a day, and every day for the rest of your life.
Wait, you
Big difference.
That's crazy. That's like discovering a what's it called?
There's also no time limit on it either. You can just walk around all day as long as you don't attack
No, I
anybody.
understand that, but in combat, if you're already in combat, it still takes an action to do it.
No, I'm just informing you as to why it's a legendary item.
Yeah, no, I understand that. I just the only price thing I found for it was 20,000 gold.
I think that's underselling it, but
It's your world. You make the rules.
yeah, generally speaking, for legendary items, it is not recommended to make them buyable. That is
No, if it's a legendary item, then it's a whole different thing.
yeah, it's sort of like a belt of storm giant strength. Like, yeah, I could, I guess, put a price on it, but it'd be a lot more fun to quest and find the storm giants and ask them for a belt.
The ring would be
Yeah,
like
I'm just gonna.
a perpetual motion machine, but in like ring form.
What?
You know, like those little machines that supposedly can go forever, you know, but it's actually all fake. You know what I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm.
Except it's real.
Where they use magnets, and they're like,
Yeah.
look, magnets can create
Yep.
infinite energy.
You're.
But yeah, no. If it's a legendary item, then I'm just gonna stop trying to buy it anywhere because that's just not gonna happen.
Yeah.
Alrighty then. Yeah, straight to the places where we were supposed to go.
Okay. So you go to the Grand Hall of Ironstone, the announcement hall that is usually used for the unveiling of new inventions or when the king needs to address his people, things like that. As mentioned before to Jack, is more or less being used for this Mr. Volman. When you arrive, you can kind of see that a massive crowd has gathered outside of the hall, waiting for the doors to open for them to be able to fight each other to get inside. There's a good couple of hundred dwarves here that are desperate to get in.
Okay, so I'll try and go ahead.
No, I was just wondering if you cut off or not.
I'm thinking because like probably most of the clues about what's going on with them would be from speaking to them, right? I can't just
Mhm.
perform an Arcana check and be like, it's weird.
Right.
So I'll approach one and try and strike up a conversation.
Okay. You approach one. He doesn't seem particularly interested in talking at the moment. Make me a persuasion check.
Okay. Goody.
9. You're kind of waved off by the people
You
that
know
you
what?
attempt to approach.
I cast spell magic on her. See what happens.
Okay. You put a hand on this dwarven woman's shoulder and you cast a spell magic on them. And you see them just kind of like shake their head for a moment before like falling backwards.
That was a little more aggressive than I'm used to. She like falls on her ass.
Without any energy loss.
Or
Yeah.
just stumbles back.
Almost like a fainting.
Scientists agree that this is impossible because of the first and second law of
That's new.
thermodynamics.
Are you okay?
The first law of thermodynamics is the law
Ah.
of conservation of energy,
Fuck.
which simply states that energy can't be created or destroyed,
Yeah, I guess.
transferred. For a perpetual motion machine like this to exist, energy would have
Definitely
to
seems like
stay
there was
with
magic
the
involved.
machine.
I look at the group that are with me.
So to create a perpetual motion machine, you'd have to have a machine that has absolutely no friction, so no energy is lost. Also, it would have to be in a vacuum. So there's no
She kind of looks to you for a
atmospheric
moment,
pressure
rubbing her head.
against moving parts.
What
So let me explain how this
what are you doing?
really
What's
works.
going on? What happened?
Of course, it's not a perpetual motion machine.
We're just checking out the theater hall. We were wanting to ask you some questions. Were you about to go see the show?
Yeah, I think so. I'm pretty sure I was.
Are you still planning on going to see the show?
Actually, I've got a bakery I'm supposed to be going to.
pulls that ball.
Yeah,
faster
maybe
along the
maybe
base,
take care of your
increasing its
responsibilities
acceleration,
first.
So it has enough speed to
I
land
don't have the
in
time
hole
right now.
above.
Well, I hope you enjoyed today's edition of Ramsey
Did you
Land.
need anything before I
I'll
go?
see you next time.
No, I think you've given us everything we need.
Okay. And she begins to scurry off away from the audience hall here.
Hats are now on Depop.
Look at Winter and Tisk and say, well, she was definitely under a spell. But I can't cast a spell magic on hundreds of people. At most, I can do it on 2 a day, and he's got more fans than. Yeah, he's going to outpace me. So I guess we'll need to go stop it at the route, but I don't know. I don't think we should actually go in there and listen because then we'll be under his control or influence. Oh yeah, let's wait until after the show and then we'll try and follow him.
Okay. You wait until the doors open, and indeed they do. As expected, the various different people who have gathered out here begin to fall over each other, trying to get inside, trying to fill the place.
Scope the place out while the show's going on and see where, the service entrance is and where people would leave if they don't want to be followed by adoring fans. Or
The hall is
psychotic
vast.
fans.
There are pathways that go down the stairs in various different to all the sort of benches and such that make up the whole of the audience area. In terms of there being some sort of service entrances or ways to get around where everyone else is currently seating themselves, many of which kind of crowding the front before having to find purchase in the somewhat elevated benches behind them, is difficult. It seems that if there is one, then likely it would be a result of actually getting onto the stage itself.
I don't want to do that. So there's no back entrance to dressing rooms and stuff.
Doesn't seem to be, no.
Secret tunnel, maybe? I don't know. When you go into the hall, is it immediately the showcase, or is there a? Typically, it'd be a ticket area, but I know he's not. It's first come first serve with him, but.
Mm-hmm.
Can I look around and see if there's anybody that looks suspicious?
I mean, in terms of suspicion, there is loads of dwarves here that look like they are still in their work clothes at the moment. Some of which are a little bit dirty, many of which are kind of oddly sweaty.
I mean, anybody that doesn't look like they're casted under this spell.
No, I wouldn't say that you'd find anybody beyond that, no.
Okay. Do you guys want some makeshift earplugs before we stay here for too long?
I don't think it's going to be that loud. Unless you're planning on going in.
Well, we
might
do have to stay right outside the door, at least, just to be able to see something, at least.
Yeah, I'll take some.
I hand out the little makeshift earplugs to both of them.
Okay. You guys kind of stuff your ears a little bit with the bits of clothing from Winter's extra clothes, and all of the dwarves kind of fall silent as the curtains for the main stage begin to open. An individual stands in straight smack dab in the center of the large elevated stone stage. A man dressed in what appears to be a combination of blue and orange, with an intricate mask on his face. He holds aloft a violin in one hand and the bow for it in the other, as the dwarves give a round of applause for his approach.
How far away would you say we are from him in the stage? Okay, he's kind of cute though.
He looks like Quaker.
Dude, don't bring this back up. Don't bring this back up.
Fuck.
His voice begins to echo across all of them. As far as how far you are from them, I'd say probably about like somewhere between 60 to 100 feet.
Damn it. Okay.
Welcome, welcome, ladies and gentlemen. A pleasure to see all of you once again. Many of you, I see, have attended some of my performances in the past. I can only hope that I'll be able to impress you just as much today as I did when last you've seen me.
I kind of want to, like, clap and play along so we don't look too suspicious.
And I'm an owl standing amongst a bunch of fucking dwarves. I can't, you know.
I mean, you could at least, like, act like everybody else. Like, you know, like...
I look suspicious regardless.
Well, hide behind the door.
He begins to rosin up his bow as he does what appears to be his sort of opener, I suppose.
From here, could we tell if there's anything, like, magical or weird about the bow?
It does appear to have a number of runes that are inscribed into the sides of it, all of which appear to be glowing as he's playing.
If I use the religion check, could I tell what those runes are?
Spell magic actually has a range of 120 feet, so what am I supposed to spell magic on his violin?
That would end one magical effect. Doesn't necessarily mean to be the only one. So he begins to play. Go ahead and make me... it wouldn't be in a religion check. It would be an arcana check if you are proficient.
Dang it. I have +1.
I'm proficient. I'm proficient.
Can I roll it for funsies?
Sure.
Maybe I'll just roll good for one. No. I don't know why I expected to.
Gurius, you are actually proficient in Arcana, so that's good. 15. Yeah, it seems that the more that he plays, the more the runes begin to glow. It seems that that's more or less when they do, indicating that whenever he's playing, he's performing some sort of either spell or enchantment, or at the very least his violin is doing something magical, though you can't necessarily tell what. It could be a number of things. It could be amplifying the sound, it could be changing what comes out of it while he's playing it, it could be affecting the actual people here.
But I can't tell, and let alone tell which rune it would be. I don't know where you found the violin music, but it's actually pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're not supposed to be listening.
I wanted to make good violin music. But you can't really tell from that roll like which rune is responsible for what thing he's doing at the moment.
We'll just have to follow him after the show.
You do note that a lot of the various different dwarves are kind of just staring at him at the moment. Many of them with smiles on their faces, yes, but none of them are kind of like moving with the music at all. None of them are kind of like into it in the same sense that you would expect. You know,
They just seem
more
entranced.
suspicious if we clap.
from a tavern's perspective, like if you were to see a bard performing in a tavern, even if it's something like this, which seems to be somewhat classical, you'd still find people, you know, like stomping their feet along to the beat, or like clapping along with it, or something along those lines. But these dwarves are just sitting there.
I'm gonna look at Group, be like, what do you
Worst
think would happen
concert
if we
ever.
like interrupt this?
I think we die.
Okay.
A bunch of charmed dwarves getting mad about us interrupting
Now
their
hear me
show.
out. What if I message the guy performing?
Ooh.
It goes up to 120 feet.
What? How about we keep our elements of surprise on trying to follow
Yeah.
them?
What if I just go, fuck up, fuck up, fuck up, in his ear?
I mean, I can't stop you, but
Nah, I'll save it. I don't want to make any rash moves without hearing Jack's opinion, to be honest.
Jack, as far as you're concerned, even through the sort of like muffling of having some stuff in your ears, you're able to, at the very least, kind of tell the music that he is playing.
Jack and Ryko aren't with us.
Jack is not there.
Oh, that's right. He didn't go.
It's,
I thought Jack was the one who wanted to go there in the first place. My bad.
He wanted to, but Ryko's a little
We
shitty
can't
with talking
trust
people.
Ryko to do stuff.
Dog,
Other
going
than
to
be
go
a
talk to the
Beyblade.
king is not a bad idea.
True.
No, it is a good idea. So
You're just not a good talker.
he sent the magic people to go learn about the magic stuff, and he's gonna go do the talking. Well, she's gonna go do the talking.
Ooh, actually, this part's going hard.
Turns out all
Over the
three of
table.
us are
I'm not.
charmed.
I don't want to get charmed. This is over the table.
I understand. The following performance that he does is a bit odd, a little bit otherworldly to observe as he ceases his opening act, which then is followed by a wave of applause of dwarves all cheering him on as he gives a bit of a bow. Thank you to all of you. I appreciate your appreciation of my art, and I can only hope that I can continue to impress. Now, for some of you, you've been here before, and you've heard me play a particular number. I believe you understand how it goes. Da 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 da, and then you hear like a bunch of doors begin to like continue on the tune. Yes, there you are. Now, some of you may feel free to continue to sing that particular backup. I, instead, will use my violin to play the main part of that particular piece. And for those of you who are more familiar, you can act as section leaders to the entirety of the place here. You know, those who might be a little bit more musically inclined than the rest. And you hear all of the dwarves begin to sing the background of a song as he kind of lets them go for a moment before rosining up his bow and continuing on with his own rendition. So you're hearing all the dwarves give that background as he begins to play.
Do we? Okay, so I imagine Tick is off to the side, hiding behind the door where he can't be seen by anybody, just because he has to stealth later. But do we think that the guy on stage has noticed us at all? Because we're pretty far back.
You possibly could be. Would you be participating in this little group participation project here?
Yeah, I look at groups. Should we at least like pretend like we know what's going on, like mimic them?
You have detect magic.
Do I? Oh, I thought you told me. Oh no, you're asking. No, I don't.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, I got mainly healing spells and fire spells.
Healing, fire, and poison.
Yep.
What was your question? Sorry, I was thinking about.
Should we
what we
like
could do.
pretend to go along with everybody, like we know what's going on, like try to blend in? So I feel like if we
I'm
sit
not
here
musically
stoic in the
inclined.
back. Yeah, but we can like just mouth it or something. There's a bunch of dwarfs already
guess.
singing.
You know
I
what?
just
I'm
don't-
gonna go hang out with Dick.
Okay, well, unless I feel like something's like going off, I'm gonna like turn back, like that way I'm like behind the wall. But like if I feel like something's going on, I'll peek my head back in. That way
None
none
of
of us can
you-
be seen.
None of you feel like you're being enchanted at the moment. I will say that.
Okay. Does he have to like be able to see us to enchant us?
Would they know
Or
if
is it
they're
just the music?
enchanted though? Is that kind of like a?
You have to make a will save.
Generally speaking.
That's over the table.
Yeah, some sort of save.
Very meta.
Well, and Gru has a high will, so he'd probably notice, having to resist it. Unless you fail, and then you're just, if you resist, you probably have some sort of inkling.
So I also have advantage on being charmed.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, solid. Gotta
Which
love
makes
it.
it more difficult to charm you.
Plus, I got my ears stuffed.
True. The music continues for a little while, with the dwarves continuing to sing back up, and eventually the song comes to a close as the dwarves continue to clap afterwards, and he gives a bit of a bow, but then he gestures to the crowd. No, in this case, I believe a lot of that beauty came from all of you. Thank you very much for your participation in this. It's always nice to know that I've been teaching everyone some, I suppose, of my history. It's at this point that he picks up his violin and his bow, and he turns from the crowd, gesturing behind himself as you see a number of instruments begin to rise from the ground. Now, why don't we allow our violin to stand amongst all the rest of the wondrous instruments that can provide such enchanting music for all of you, As he begins to use the bow of his violin almost like a conductor stick, beginning to tell the instruments what to do as they begin to go off and begin an orchestra for him.
I'm gonna look at Gru and be like, he said enchanting.
Is that what? I didn't hear what you said.
Enchanting.
He said the word enchanting. That son of a bitch.
He knows what he's doing.
He said the thing. He knows. Right. He knows what he's doing.
I think the
Title
mask.
drop.
What I think the mask is just a gimmick, or do I think it's like important to all of the magic that's going on?
Difficult to say without getting a good look at it up close.
It's definitely at least hiding his identity, right?
Yeah. His hot
We know.
identity.
Oh my god.
Did you look at him? At least his hair. Maybe he's a butterface.
Focus.
Maybe that's it. Maybe he's a butterface.
Winter's being enchanted without being enchanted.
No, now I'm just thinking that he's a butterface.
There you go. Just convince yourself that's the case. Yes.
I'm gonna
underneath that
look
mask,
at.
he's
I'm
an
gonna look
Uggo.
at it. I'm gonna pick and be like. I'm just gonna smile and be like, okay, I'm good. I'm not thinking about the guy no more.
Oh, I disconnected for a second.
Winter has avoided her thoughts by just convincing herself that he's ugly under his mask.
There we go. Butterface.
Yeah.
So, the show continues to go on for a little while. And you guys are going to have to wait until the end of the show if you're going to try and go backstage and like follow him or keep an eye on him or spy on him or even engage in him in conversation. I'm not sure what exactly you're going to do. But
Neither are we.
Raiko and Jack, you guys make your way to the palace. And there's something a little bit odd about the palace.
Oh no.
There's nobody outside guarding the place. The doors are wide open.
Raiko, this does not bode well. I'm glad I brought you.
Oh no.
What? Well, I mean, like, is that? I mean,
And the intense music.
Right.
the doors are wide open. We don't see anybody.
Nope.
Correct.
Okay, I guess we're gonna walk in.
Yeah, keep your guard up.
I bring out
We don't know-
Gregory, and Gregory goes in before us.
The forest?
What?
He goes in the forest?
He goes before us. He
Oh,
said.
before us. I thought you said he went into the forest. I was like,
Just wanders the fuck off.
Yeah.
Yeah,
A forest that exists underground, yeah.
Nope. He just walks in front of us, about 20 feet in front of us, just in case.
You guys go inside, and again, it is very empty in here, even as you're traveling through the sort of grand hall of the palace. The massive amounts of gold and silver and even platinum decorations are still sitting where they are. The many different portraits that have been painted of kings and queens and various royal families over the years still paint the sides of the walls, but there's no guards in here from what you can tell. The only thing that you can see in front of you in terms of any sign of life is one singular king sitting on his throne looking worried, frustrated, anxious, and deep in thought, not necessarily noticing your approach.
What the? Oh, all these people got charmed.
I'll clear my throat to get his attention. Just
Oh, looks like
Your
I've got
Highness?
myself some visitors.
You look a little short-staffed.
To say the fucking least. You look familiar.
Yeah, we met at Conquer.
Ah, you were there for that rather dastardly day.
We carried you off back to safety when it came up. Do you remember us? We were with a big Goliath woman.
You didn't carry me, to be clear.
Was it him?
I
Or was
don't
that the
require
Emperor?
carrying.
No,
Oh.
she carried. We
Emperor?
carried other people.
Carried
No,
civilians.
we carried civilians.
Right then. I assume you're here regarding that then.
Well, we have our suspicions, and it looks like our suspicions are a little more, confirmed than I was hoping. This is bad.
If you're referring to how empty my palace be, you'd be right about that.
When did you start losing workers or guards?
Weeks ago, I'd say at this point. That's when it started anyway. Only recently has it been this particularly empty.
Have you been in contact with the Emperor about what's going on in the lands?
No. I've been far too focused on all the rest of the shite that's been going on here. Trying to integrate the people of Conquer. Trying to fucking figure out what is causing all the people to stop being so fucking productive.
Well, we have an idea, but we haven't confirmed anything yet. There's a new musician that's been performing. Have you heard about him?
I've heard about him. I haven't gone to see him myself.
I would avoid going to see him, if possible. I think he's charming the citizens.
Troublesome, if that is the case.
And it could be more related to what happened in Conquer than just, shutting down stores for a while.
But to what end?
I think they're aiming to despoil the seat of Thormodin. Weakening his seal.
Spoiling the seat of Thormodin, huh? By charming our people. It's not as if I have any evidence that that's not true. Suppose I could order his arrest, but... Oh, this is speculation at this point, isn't it?
For now, I have a few people checking out one of his shows to see if they can get any more concrete evidence. Maybe seeing if it is an actual magical enchantment being placed on the citizens.
On top of that, even if I were to order his arrest, it'd be a fucking revolt with how many fans he's got.
Right. It would come to the mass cleansing of whatever hold he has on them.
If that can even be done.
Yeah, I don't have I don't have an immediate knowledge of anything that could dispel magic on a grand scale like that.
He thinks for a moment before clicking his tongue. I've got an inkling. I had a spy that worked for me. He was down in the Underdark for some time. There's a city of Dwarger, not terribly far from here, probably about a week or so's journey out. I like to keep an eye on them from time to time. It's important. Make sure that they aren't making any movements against us, building any weapons of war that's they're going to point in our direction, things like that. A couple months ago, I lost contact with them. No more reports or anything along those lines. But prior to that, he said that a human made his way down there. A masked human. Seemed to be treated with some respect by the rest of the Dwarger.
Did he have a description of the mask, or any other description other than just masked? Because it could be our performer.
Unfortunately, not beyond that. He said he'd update me with more details once he investigated the matter personally, but that was the last report I got from him. But knowing that Willman uses a mask, and knowing that there was a masked fella down there, makes me wonder if there's a connection.
Well, maybe we could find this spy of yours and see if he has any more information. As dangerous as the Underdark is, I think this is going to be a little more dangerous if we don't get it taken care of sooner rather than later.
I tend to agree. Whatever... If it was Volman, and he was down there, whatever he did down there with the Dwarger, I think that's relevant to whatever he's planning on doing here. But I need to confirm that before we can actually do anything about it. Something that I can show everyone. Something tangible.
What's a dorker? Dorker?
Dark dwarves. They are essentially like dark-skinned dwarves that live much deeper underground than regular dwarves do.
Dark iron
dwarves. Sort of like the dark iron dwarves. Yes, that's where
gotcha.
That's where dark iron dwarves came from. Dwarger existed first. Just as a note.
Yeah. So you just need some kind of evidence tying him to the Dwargar. And that they're planning on something big.
I think so. If there's any way that you can go down and take a look. Find my man. Maybe his notes at the very least.
Sure. Is this a job?
What
I
my
suspect
companion means.
I suspect you're expecting payment for this, which is understandable.
Pretty please. Yeah.
I apologize for his rudeness, but we do want to make sure that we are properly equipped to go into the Underdark before we go gallivanting off into the realm of slavers and monsters.
I don't want to promise us an exact amount because it's going to be dependent on what you find. Because if you go down there and it's not of any help and doesn't actually accomplish anything, the fuck am I paying you for? Still,
fair.
At least for right now, since you're willing to go into a bit of danger for me, I'd be willing to promise. Let's call it 1,000 gold for now. Just to face the danger and do what you can. But if you do manage to find enough to save my people from whatever is going to happen, whatever the plan is, find out what the plan is in some fashion, we can upgrade that.
And last I heard, the gates to the Underdark were heavily guarded. I'm sure there's probably some kind of documentation.
He shakes his head for a moment as he leans off to the side. You see him sign something on a parchment, and then he puts the quill down, rolls up the parchment, and tosses it over to you. Anybody gives you trouble, just show them that.
Yeah.
They'll shut right up.
I'll catch it and stick it in my jacket pocket. Well, hopefully we can find a way to resolve this problem and get everybody back to work.
I'd appreciate it. Let's hope sooner rather than later, eh? No idea what that fella's planning, but if it's something bad, he'll do it sometime soon.
And do you have, like, any security? Like, at all?
Not at the moment. I've got one fella that I trust, but he's staying near my bedroom, just in case.
Okay. I'm just, worried if the Dwergar are plotting something and you are horrifically unprotected.
I can defend myself fairly well, if something does happen. Enough to be able to run away, anyway.
Oh. And then your man in the Underdark, how would we recognize him?
Well, for one, most Dwergar would probably not look like, would probably look normal to you, if you were to try and see if they were magical in any way. But my man, he's a magical disguiser of sorts, able to keep himself nice and hidden amongst them as a regular member of their folk. So he'll ping magical to you if you examine him. That'll be the first thing. Secondly, he'll have a cape. A particular cape is going to have, well, my sign on it. It's a special sign for all the folks who usually work for me. It's a simple notion. Sword and a scabbard, colored nice and bronze.
Alright, and is there any kind of code we should give him to let him know that we're with you but not blow his cover?
I suppose don't normally have much call for this, but he'd probably respond if you let him know that Halfhammer's getting ready to bring down the hammer. They'll probably understand.
Alright, well, we'll go see what we can do. We've got our friends to meet up with, and we'll let them know what the job is. But then we should be able to start heading that way. Maybe after we get some rest for the evening and head down in the morning. Provided nothing bad happens.
Very good then. Good luck to you. Hope you find something of use. And you don't die down there.
We'll do our best. Stay safe yourself. And
Thank
I'll
you,
turn around to
Lord.
leave.
What is his name? Hardhammer? What is it?
Your grace.
Halfhammer.
Halfhammer. And I do a very deep bow. And then I scutter behind Jack. Sweet. We're going in the Underdark.
Now we have our documentation to do so.
Mm-hmm.
We can look for your pretty rocks while we're down there too.
The cum rocks. The what is it?
Orichalcum.
Orichalcum rocks. Yeah. Is it rocks or is it like a precious metal?
It's more of a precious metal.
Can I do some kind of check to see what I know about Orichalcum? Some kind of like history or arcana, maybe?
To learn more about orichalcum and what it does?
Yep.
Let me look at you.
I'm vaguely proficient in all things.
I know. History would probably be the best one for this.
Cool.
Did the guy say that?
Oh, I don't know a damn thing about
oh my
Orichalcum.
God.
Nah,
Did the
you
guy
do not.
Did the guy say that it was recently hard to come by, or it's always been impossible to find, or like super rare to find?
He didn't really specify sort of how rare they are.
Okay.
Still, you guys exit. Are you going to be rendezvousing with the crew at the hall, or are you waiting for them to get done with whatever it is that they're doing?
I'm gonna wait for them to get done with what they're doing, because I need to go talk to an artificer too.
Sounds
I have
good.
not had the chance.
So, as far as you guys in the hall are concerned, the concert goes on for about an hour and a half, more or less, altogether, in terms of music, before eventually Mr. Volman kind of gives everybody a bit of a bow to more resounding applause. And he kind of gestures with his bow to everyone. Now, do feel free to attend in the future, should you feel the desire. You are all more than welcome, at any one given time. Remember, it's free. And also, as an announcement, very soon, I won't give a specific date, you never put a deadline on creativity, I will have a very new invention, a new piece of art to introduce to the people of Ironstone, to thank them for their generosity and hospitality. It will be a pleasure to present it to all of you when it is finished. And I think it will be the greatest thing you've seen since the inception of Ironstone itself. Thank you. And the curtains close in on him.
As I hear him wrapping up, I'm gonna look at Gru and Tick it be like, guys, it's your turn. Turn him invisible, and Tick needs to follow him.
Sounds like something a villain would say right before that, big thing came out of the ground and the one thing. What was that?
Oh, do we want to? You want me to cast Pass Without a Trace and we can all follow, or just Tick? Because we could all go, but I can't cast invisibility on everyone.
Yeah. I know Jack specifically said Tick. I'm not sure if he wanted all of us to go or just him, but as long as they can't see us, I don't think it matters too much.
Here, let me look at my spells real quick. I will cast. Cast invisibility on Tick. Oh, they're both concentration spells, so I can't do both. Okay, I'll just cast invisibility on Tick then.
I'll lock your back so you can stay concentrated.
I could see what kind of a stealth roll I do before you do that, though.
Oh, you wouldn't want to do that either because higher spells target one additional creature. Yeah, that's not enough. Okay.
Yeah, but that might still be a situation like we had before, where like stealth still isn't like invisibility.
No, this is invisibility.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But-
Like even if he had like the greatest stealth store, who knows how good this guy is?
Well, right now he's invisible, and his new shoes makes him walk without making any sound.
Hell yeah.
Got you the perfect gift right in time.
Yeah, I guess I don't have to roll stealth then, right?
I mean, you'd still have to roll stealth, yeah.
That's
but
a little whack.
Just to make sure you're not bumping into things.
You have advantage to do so. Yeah, I mean, you can always like bump into walls or like topple something over. You know, there's
You
loads
can
of things
still
that you could potentially
see.
do. Well, yeah.
Just don't bump into a wall.
Wait, so if I roll low enough stealth with invisibility, all of a sudden I'm bumping into walls and shit.
You're making a noise of something beyond just like your footsteps, generally speaking.
Yeah, like the rocks under your feet are crackling in a specific way, or you know.
He
Stealth
can't make steps.
advantage.
Right, his footstep doesn't make a noise, but the rocks
Alright.
moving on the ground will. Like he's walking through gravel.
You have nothing to be worried about as you make your way up through the crowd that is leaving and up into the stage and beyond the curtains. As
How
you
do we
find...
keep track of sick?
Can't.
Mm.
We'll just wait for it here.
That's kind of the point.
Should we walk around the hall to see if there's like a back entrance?
Maybe once it thins out some more.
Okay. Because there has to be a back entrance somewhere.
Because now that everyone's around, if they see us looking for back entrances and stuff, they might get suspicious.
You want to pretend to play a game when we don't look suspicious? Just standing here? Want to play rock, paper, scissors?
Are there any like food stalls or stuff going around?
Not
this
in the
area?
hall, but certainly outside, yes.
Okay, so we'll go congregate at like a food stall.
Yeah, we'll get a churro.
Churros.
Dwarvish churros!
What is a dwarf churro?
It's their specialty.
What's the
Oh.
difference between that and a regular churro?
It's got more head
I don't know
to
what
it.
a churro is, so
It's really dense.
I think it's like
I meant
dense
Gru has no
bread?
idea what a churro is.
I'm gonna look at Groupie. Like it's like a dense bread, but it's sweet and it has like a sugary, like stuff on the outside, and it's like a long tube shape.
Weird.
Churro. I don't know. I think they taste good. I've heard good reviews.
Well, they do not have churros here in
Aw.
Ironstone.
Aw.
They do have forge fried meat skewers.
Okay.
They've got a bread. They call it rock bread. It's not made out of rocks. Just want to be clear about that. It's not actually made out of rocks.
The name is misleading.
The reason why it's called rock bread is because it is filled with cheese, herbs, spices, and such, which does make it hard. But it's
Is it like a garlic bread situation?
basically
garlic
yeah.
bread?
Yeah,
I want me one of those.
They call it rock bread because they're gonna be shitting rocks afterwards. Because of all the cheese.
Joke's on you. I'll just get constipated.
Stone
That's
cooked
not
stew
something to cheat
pots, miner's pie, hearth baked pastries, smoked fish, and of course alcohol being sold everywhere that you can find a stall.
I'm gonna look at Groovy. Like, wasn't that lady talking about running a bakery? Isn't there like a little sweet stand here? We can see maybe if she's working that. Check on her.
A bakery would be a building, but it's possible.
I don't know.
Bakery would be
Maybe
a building.
maybe they moved. You know how like some businesses, like if there's like a big concert and something going on, they move their like a little piece of it Like at a fair or something, you know?
We can
Well,
take
you
a
can
look
certainly
around.
find like stalls that sell baked goods, but you won't find specifically the woman at
Okay.
any of the stalls. She said bakery, which would kind of infer a building as opposed to a stall. But that will be what you guys are up to, just trying to just chilling and hoping that everything goes fine with Tick. So Tick, you go backstage. You find the passageways that lead to further into the actual like building that the hall is located in. They are thin. They do not have a lot of give to them. But you follow Mr. Volman back to what appears to be a preparation room of sorts, where he sits. You see him begin to. You see him having gathered all of his instruments. He's going through each of them methodically and tuning each of them, humming some of his own kind of like songs as he does so, as a way to sort of pass the time. Let's see. Is there a way I can do this? Mm. That's a bit too big. Feel like you would probably see him take his mask off, so I need a picture of him looking without his mask on.
He's a butterface. He's a butterface.
Oh god, he's hot!
Is he? Mine hasn't popped up yet.
No, mine hasn't either. I just think it's
Oh,
gonna be
okay.
hilarious. I'm waiting for that shout to come out.
We'll do it that way. Edit, image, attach. Sorry. Take the second.
I'll forgive you this time.
Sorry, I had a cold, so.
Save.
There
you go.
Also, once Jack gets a key piece of information, I have a good plan.
He looks like that one Prince Charming from Shrek.
That's pretty much what I expected anyway.
I've seen a rat that looks better.
Fair enough. But you do see him take his mask
He's
off
invisible, guys. Don't flirt right now.
as he begins to lovingly attend to all of his various different instruments. Eventually, as he finishes and he places all of them in their own individual cases, he takes a seat on what seems to be the singular kind of like couch that is set up in here. Kicks his feet up on a table, and you see him kind of close his eyes as he leans his head back and begins to, I suppose, mumble something.
Oh no.
As if he's talking to someone.
I don't like that.
difficult to hear him mumble. So I would need a perception check if you want to hear what he's saying.
Yes. Perception. Bruh.
Damn it.
Not good. You don't seem to actually hear any sort of clear words from what it is that he's saying. Even if you get like a little bit like dangerously close, you're still having a difficulty. He seems to almost be whispering it.
Yeah.
Can you read lips?
Not very well.
I don't know. I don't think so.
That requires the observant feat.
Yeah.
Outside of that, he takes a nap. Has
He
to get
doesn't
some
have a
rest in between
hotel
his-
room.
He needs to get some rest in between his performances, and it seems that this is where he's staying.
So how does Winter look as she's looking at this guy?
I'm not looking at. I
she's
can't
not,
see him.
because she can't see him because she's outside. Tick is the one who's on the interior, actually like spying on him.
Oh, sorry, dude. One of the chicks I was like talking to literally walked through my door and just walked in my room randomly. And I was like, "What the fuck are you doing?"
Did you know she was in your house?
No. She just
Oh.
like walked in. I was like, "What the fuck?" And so
Do you
I
not
was
lock
like,
your door?
Not right now. I mean, no one breaks into my house. It's just I don't know.
Apparently they
has
do.
been proven to be in fact a lie.
Now they do.
Well, sorry. I was just like, I'm playing D&D. You can come back in an hour.
But yeah, Tick, that's basically all the information you can garner for right now.
I will head on.
All right. So eventually all of you begin to reconvene. Jack as well as Raiko returning back to see both Winter as well as Grurius out at the stalls, just kind of like loitering, more or less, seemingly waiting for something.
We're chit-chatting.
Yeah.
So, things are worse than expected.
Yeah, you're telling
Oh,
us.
we have good news.
Kind of.
I have
What's
better
that?
news.
Yeah.
What do you mean
Dispel
better
magic
news?
does work.
We're going to the Underdark.
That's not better news.
That's
right
you're
there.
you're
But he's right.
God.
We're going to the Underdark. Yeah,
Tell
we should
why.
we should go back to the room and talk about it once Tick returns to us.
As we walk back to the room, I'm getting excited doing shadow boxing as we're walking there.
I'm gonna like hang back behind everybody because I have a feeling that like Tick's right behind us, but it's still invisible.
Well, I mean, I'm not leaving until he shows up. This is where you guys are meeting, right?
Yeah, we're waiting.
He's invisible.
I'm hoping he'll let us know somehow that he has returned to us.
Oh no, my skirt has lifted.
But we did. I mean, but
Jesus.
we got documentation allowing us into the Underdark, so that shouldn't be a problem. Bad news is the king is currently unprotected.
Bad news is Raiko ended up getting what he wanted.
The better news is we got a down payment of 1,000 gold.
So you have 1,000 gold with you right now?
We were promised 1,000 gold. We did not get a down payment.
Okay. And
I thought
that's
he
why
was
Jack
just-
went with you.
Yeah. Not my forte.
So we need to. What? How long's Tick been gone? Should we be worried?
Group?
Ian, how long's it been?
Well, as far as Tick's little spying thing is concerned, it probably would have taken a whole of like a half hour or so of you guys waiting around for him.
You said
Okay,
spine thing?
Yeah.
Spine. Never mind, I'm retarded. I thought you said spine.
Hey, leave my
Okay, so we'll wait for him to get back.
blue go.
While we're waiting, I want to look up stuff about the metal we're supposed to look for. If there's
Rock
like
bread sounds
a way
good.
to do that.
Winter, did you try the rock bread?
No, but it smells really good, and I kind of want to.
I'm a sucker for cheese.
I thought we were
Me
trying.
too. Okay, let's get it.
You don't have taste buds. Can you taste?
That's rude and
I'm just-
assumptive.
I mean, I would assume
And
he can
accurate.
do literally anything.
I can taste it
He's
for you. It's
walking.
fine.
One of these days, I'll have taste buds again.
I want to get a rock
So we
bread.
keep resurrecting party members. Why don't we resurrect Jack?
I've been dead for a long time.
Do you know how long?
Rock
No.
bread.
So, can you die? Again? You fell
I'd
into
rather
it?
not find out.
Because, like, your bones fell apart, and then you weren't like that anymore. So, like, what? How does that work?
Called animate dead.
I'm not a necromancer.
So, can you die?
I would not,
Yes,
rather
you
not find
die.
out.
While they're talking, under my breath, I'm gonna whisper to see if he's around.
Ow, Roxy! Sorry.
John's getting mauled by a cat.
Would I be back?
Yes, you would be back by now.
Am I able to dispel the invisibility?
Well, I mean, I don't think we should do that in the middle of open.
You could dispel the invisibility just by like grabbing somebody and like tugging on their clothes. Like that causes it to.
Yeah, I would probably just like tap on Winter, like, yep, I'm here.
I turn around and I smell. Glad you're safe.
Yep.
Anything
Anything
interesting?
useful?
Well, I mean, he looks pretty normal, and he decided to take a nap.
What's he look like?
Well, that's kind of boring.
Yeah.
Huh.
That's it?
Pretty much.
Well, I mean, he's a human, so.
What's that supposed to mean?
I don't know.
Crazy.
Humans are a little boring.
They need to sleep more than us elves.
Yeah. They gotta sleep a lot. I don't know. I only need 4 hours for a long rest. I meditate. I don't really sleep. I just like to lay down when I meditate. So should we get back and discuss further so we're not out in the open?
Yeah, let's head back to the room and discuss what our next steps are going to be.
All right. We head back to our lodging.
All right.
All right, so we need to go to the Underdark. This is when we're back and in the room.
Yeah.
We need to go to the Underdark and meet up with one of the king's spies down there, who should be blending in with the Dwerigar. Apparently, our musician might have been seen down there.
Okay.
And if we can find some kind of evidence to show that he's, part of the cult or trying to, destroy the worship of Thormodin, we should be able to take care of him.
Were we given anything to be aided in this mission, or?
I have documentation saying that we're allowed to go down. Other than that, we don't really have any.
Well, from
you
the
know.
lack of security around the king, it might not even matter.
Yeah, he doesn't have any guards at the moment, aside from one man.
So every single person in there was definitely under spell. Gru dispelled magic on one of them, but there's no way he can do it on everybody.
So we need to find something that can dispel magic
On a
grand scale. Yeah.
Is there even something like that? I look at
We have
Gru
enough
and assume he would know.
This is the same conversation we had. I mean, we don't know.
You didn't have it as a party.
Yeah.
Can I?
In
I guess can
game.
I roll an Arcana check to see if I know anything, or can think of anything?
Sure.
What?
Just to hypothesize. So a few different potential things that could be going on here. One is a mass suggestion. Though suggestion tends to only be for singular actions, they don't tend to last very long. They definitely don't cause an obsession. Then there would be obviously there's charm person, which is a simple enough notion. But that usually only works on a one-to-one basis, and also again doesn't really last all that long. So you're trying to think of something that lasts for a decently long time that causes a psychological need to do a particular action. And the thing that's coming close to you would be the spell Gias.
Yes.
Yeah?
Listen, guys, I just remembered something, and it might be a solution to all of our problems.
Okay, what?
I was told about this special precious metal. That was called orichalcum. And
Orichalcum.
that exact thing. And it is an anti-magic type metal.
Okay,
So,
but wouldn't that harm us magic users? In your party?
No,
Well,
if you were trying to do
it might
something
harm
to
Jack,
them.
but it won't hurt us. But it might kill Jack.
I don't know. But if somebody was handed some, maybe it would dispel them. I don't know how.
Yeah, but we
works.
can't go around handing rocks out to everybody in the crowd.
Hear me out. What if we find some, we mortar and pestle it into a fine powder, and we somehow spread it all throughout the hall?
Winter, you're creative and I love you. I have a better idea.
Okay, I just wanted to throw something out there. Can I message to Jack?
You can message whatever you want.
Yeah. I can't stop you.
Look at Jack and just kind of like nonchalantly, but I message her and I'm like, "You're making me look bad in front of Tick, and I don't like it."
You know what? I got your back. That sounds like a great idea, Winter. It's an amazing idea.
Do you say anything back?
I'm not trying to step on your toes, but I have a better idea because that's a one-time use fix. I have a permanent solution.
We kill him.
Well, yes, but also, what if we just make a door out of orichalcum that they have to go through to get into the building?
Oh my god. That's way better than the dust idea.
Okay.
They're talking in a message, aren't they? Like,
No,
not
this
involved.
that idea
No.
was out loud.
I was just talking mad shit through the message. That.
Yes, yes. Oh, it could be the door where Jack plays. Or it could be, what door do they use a lot?
The crowd uses the front door typically.
Well, I mean, like, you would want it to, like, be for all the people. I guess they have to go to see his music to get affected in the first place. Does he play
Yeah,
in the same
I mean,
spot every day?
Wait a minute.
We could do several doors even.
Could
Every
we
door.
put? Is there any way we could sneak some of the rock into his violin?
Well,
That-
we could just dispel his violin if
That
that's.
would be a
if this-
shame.
That violin.
Well, I mean, the violin would still work. It just wouldn't be able to.
You would ruin the timbre of the violin by shoving rocks into it. You can't just destroy a musical instrument like that.
Jack, how much
It's
is
When
that
it's
violin worth?
being used to harm people, you can.
It could be used to help people. It's not the violin's fault.
You're
It was
stretching.
made with evil intent.
How do you know?
Nothing is evil or good. Physical items, no.
Raiko's whip wasn't made to be a sex whip. He just uses it as one.
Exactly.
That's not how
Raiko
cursed
doesn't get
items
laid.
work.
You're right.
What'd you say?
What?
What was that?
Because if
I
you think I
said-
can't get laid,
I
I'll
can't.
prove you wrong.
I didn't say that you couldn't.
I have
you
a
are.
beautiful mistress back home, mind you.
Okay, and when
know.
was the last time you got laid? Because you've been on this adventure for a while.
It's been a while,
Only
but
because he's a
I am a
noble.
warrior.
Otherwise, no one will touch him.
Listen, I'm a warrior, so we do things a little differently. I'm a high value man.
Yeah, you probably pay for any
Not
woman
high
with you.
IQ.
Nope, sure not. Actually, I will be high IQ soon.
That doesn't just happen overnight.
Actually, it does.
You have to read a book.
Nope, sure don't.
I haven't seen you read anything ever.
Yep, won't have to.
Anyway,
No one. Where's the salt shaker?
if this orichalcum is in the Underdark, we could try to find some. Enough to, build some doors and maybe have them commissioned in the name of the king or something to do a mass cleansing of anybody going to the venue.
What if we're not able to find enough for a door?
Then we'll have to improvise.
Like putting it in the violin or making it into a dust?
He said 10 pounds of it, right? I mean,
That's what your guy said. I don't.
but, like,
this is
10
this
pounds?
We'll
idea
probably
was
need more for that.
doors.
What do we know about it? Is it more like an aluminum or is it like a heavy metal?
I know nothing about
I'm
it.
pretty
You're the only
sure.
one
I'm
who's
pretty
known
sure it's
anything about
heavy.
it.
Yeah. Like a lead.
But we need to rest up and get ready to head to the Underdark. So.
Okay.
I'm gonna lay in the bed.
I'm gonna also
Each-
lay in the bed.
Each of you can have your own rooms. There's no problems here.
I'm
Why
not
would we
spending
waste
five
money?
five gold a weekend.
I'm saving money.
How big is the bed?
The bed can fit 2 people.
What about 2 people in a small
Honestly,
person?
we could probably just spend the night in the freaking castle or wherever the fuck that dude, the king is.
I'm not going to the
I wouldn't
king's
even
castle.
notice.
There's nobody there. And we could also, at the same time, protect him by being there with him.
If you want to go
Once.
stay in the king's castle, go ahead. But I'm not getting out of this bed.
I'm already in my pajamas, and you see
Well,
Jack is wearing
I'm
like,
saying,
a
like,
nice set
if
of
we were
like
to be here an
sleepy time
additional night.
clothes.
We already paid for this room.
What?
We already paid for this room. I mean, like, if we stay here additional nights.
I don't know, but there's free breakfast.
Oh, there's breakfast.
Yeah,
It's not
free
free.
breakfast
It
and dinner.
comes with it. That's not how that
Well,
works. You paid for the breakfast with
It's
the room.
included in the price.
Bolo.
And with girl math, it's free.
That's
That's true.
Okay.
You know what?
That's canon.
Before I go to bed, I want to sneak off to find a seamstress.
Okay. What are you trying to get a seamstress to do for you?
I want to get in the right mindset for going down the Underdark. They've really, really hyped me up for this shit, thinking,
Okay.
it's gonna be a fucking battle. And I want to get one of these, like my boy Bolo.
Who is Bolo?
You don't know who Bolo Ewing is?
Nope.
I have no idea who
I'm
Never seen
assuming it's the
Bloodsport?
picture. I'm assuming it's the guy you sent.
You never seen Bloodsport?
Nope.
He's a legend in martial arts world throughout. Okay, whatever. I thought everybody knew who Bolo was. All right, whatever. I want one of those that I'm gonna put on my head.
Oh, okay.
How much does that cost?
That is not a problem. Would you like to make sure that your sort of house insignia is right there in the center?
What do I want it to be? I don't know. I don't know if I would want to put my house. I'm not sure if I want that information to be there. No, I want it to look exactly like that.
Okay. So just something just stylized.
Yep.
All right. Get yourself a. Do you want it to be a flowing bandana, like it goes behind you, like
Yes.
and like hangs, like on, like
Yes.
to like the small of your back, and like flows in the wind?
Exactly. You got
Yeah.
it.
Got it. Yeah. That can easily be handled.
Yes.
Not worried about
It's
it.
just a piece of cloth.
Yeah. Easily be handled. Just an
much
extra
is
piece
it?
of clothing for you to make you look more like a samurai. We'll call it like 5 copper.
Okay. Okay. I'll just take off 1 silver because it's easier to do that.
Make a tip. There you go.
Yep. It's perfect.
Sounds good to me. So Raiko is getting some new battle gear for himself.
That's right.
Put him in the right mindset to deal with whatever dangers lie in the Underdark.
That's
And the
my
rest of
previous
you-
question.
Oh, what was the previous question?
Will it fit 2 people and 1 small person?
Sure.
Hey, Dick, you want to snuggle up in here?
Hell yeah.
I scoot over. I'm in the middle. I'm like the middle spoon. Jack, me, Tick.
I'm wearing some like old timey pajamas with like a nightcap on, and I've got a face mask going.
All right. A sleep mask.
No, like one of those moisturizing masks.
All right.
How does that work on your bones? I'm so confused.
It's
Made
important.
of milk. It's made of milk. Good
So
night,
wouldn't
guys.
cuddling with a skeleton be painful?
No, because
uncomfortable?
Jack gives the best hugs.
It's true.
But it's all bone.
I don't mind because I'm cuddling Tick.
Tick cuddles offset bone
Yeah.
cuddles, I guess.
I guess.
I'm very comfortable.
I'll have you know I'm really good at scratching backs.
It's
Ooh,
not.
could you?
Scratch, 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 scratch.
Ooh.
I imagine you do make a good back scratcher. Anyway, you guys get done with your long rests over the course of the evening. It's a nice, very comfortable rest for all of you. These rooms are basically made for comfort, so no issues throughout the course of the evening. I am a little disappointed that Jack did not go to the performance, but I guess we'll just roll around it.
Oh, Aw,
He'll,
when you ruin the DM's plans.
he'll go to the next one.
I was thinking Jack would have like gone backstage to have a chat with the guy, and then they could have had like an instrumental role.
Oh, damn.
That's brave.
I wanted to.
I don't mean like a fight. I mean, you know, like dueling banjos, but with other stuff.
Yeah.
Well, someone needs to keep a hold of Ryko, so.
He needs a babysitter.
Yeah.
I mean, that's fine.
I
Go
guess.
over here and lay on your face and go to bed.
The way that he always lays when he sleeps.
That's yeah, that's how I sleep.
I imagine
Face
that's
down,
how.
ass up. That's the way you like to sleep.
I just imagine that's how Gru sleeps too, because I feel like
It
it's
is
for
not
all
how
owls.
I sleep. That's not how I
I thought all
Actually,
owls
I'm
slept
pretty
like that.
sure it's canon. That's how
No.
owlins sleep.
No,
It is canon that owlins can sleep that way.
It's very common amongst the nobles.
Anyways, you guys head down after a night's rest and a proper breakfast to get yourselves towards down to towards the Underdark. As
look at
was
Jack.
mentioned.
Sorry, I look at Jack. Do you think we're gonna be back in time for dinner?
God, I hope
Probably
so.
not.
Wait,
Do you
wait,
think it'll
no.
be good?
Well, we actually have to pay for a dinner, like another night if we want dinner.
Oh, I thought it was included in this night that we spent. I thought we got breakfast then dinner.
No, it's dinner then breakfast.
That's not how
Out
that
of game.
works.
The king said that Duragar City was a week away.
Is it?
Wait.
No. Oh yeah, I did.
Aw.
Yeah, we're gonna be on the road for a minute. We won't be
Okay.
back in time for dinner.
I'm gonna look at Jake. So, did you sleep well?
Yep.
All right. I'm gonna kind
Now
of
it's
like
time
skip
to
along.
slink around in the Underdark.
Try not to die.
Want to be down here?
This is gonna be the fucking best, guys.
You guys head down to the massive gates that separate yourselves from the Underdark itself.
Do you think since we got a note from the king that we're helping him that I could take my cloak off?
Well, once we get out of the city, you can take it off.
I don't
Okay.
think anyone's honestly paying enough attention anymore by the sounds
I
of it.
mean,
Yeah, honestly,
down here at the gate, thankfully, there are still soldiers who keep an eye on the spot, so it's not entirely unguarded, unlike the palace. Talk about priorities, I suppose.
Right.
Look at them and be like,
Um,
shouldn't some of you guys be protecting the king?
The
probably wouldn't
the
even
guard
be
gives a
aware.
bit of a shrug. If nothing gets through here, King's gonna be fine.
All right.
he has a point.
Yeah.
Speaking
that's,
of the
that's
king,
valid.
we're passing through.
I just realized I was on death's door that entire time.
Yeah, you didn't rest.
I had
It only gives you 1
one
HP back when you get revived.
What?
that entire day.
Guys, I don't feel so good. Thank God nothing bad happened.
For real.
I had to resurrect
Yeah,
you
bro, you
again.
can go sneak around in there, right? Yeah, I got it. Don't
Well, now I feel like an asshole.
worry. No,
He sounded fine to me.
Mhm.
Sure, he had some patches missing, but
realized that, yeah.
they're growing back.
He looks great.
He just lost a couple
After
of ribs.
resting.
It's fine. They grow back. No, they don't.
You show the guards your parchment that's been given by King Halfhammer, and they look at it for about a moment before recognizing it and giving a nod. Aye, well, good luck down there. We are not responsible for if you end up not returning for any one particular reason, so don't expect any help.
Yeah, well, that
Damn.
wasn't.
Are you supposed to give us a speech on about a waiver? Like, is that part of the job?
It's just more courtesy of letting you know.
Thank you for your courtesy.
This is gonna be this is gonna be a fucking story, guys.
It's gonna be something. I'll definitely have something to sing about.
It's gonna be the story of how Ragno died.
Maybe.
You hear the sound of gears turning, and the gates begin to open slowly. A nice, very slow stone pushing the floor above and below it as they begin to open up for you guys, leading into what appears to be an incredibly dark tunnel.
I turn on my night vision goggles.
I see everything normally.
I have dark vision.
Dark as shit down here.
I have 120
It's
feet.
underdark shit down here.
I also have dark vision.
This is advanced darkness. I'm the only one without dark vision. That's some bullshit.
We already made a joke about this once.
I know.
Tis funny.
Well, Raiko, you were excited to be down here. You lead.
Damn, I only have
Still have
60
your
feet?
lantern,
That
by the
sucks.
way?
Yes, I bring out Gregory, and I say, brother,
I mean, I also have 60.
lead us.
Talking to
You
yourself.
bring out Gregory, and begin
Giggly.
to use him as a bit of a scout as you put him a little bit ahead of you and have him lead. Coming into the Underdark, it is a very slim tunnel at first, what you're traveling through. As per usual, it is basically entirely without any light whatsoever, nothing from the city. Now the gates close behind you, indicating that you're indicating anything ahead of time. But eventually, the pathway begins to open up into a rather massive, cavernous, almost endless void. Sometimes there is light that can be seen from all sorts of different types of underground plants, some of which glow rather normally and regularly, that illuminate some bits of the an almost endless amount of darkness. You see pillars of stalactites just emerging from the ground, stalagmites piercing down from the ceiling, all of which covered in all manner of different types of fungus, and dwarfing all of you as you begin to pass by. You see the beginnings of what seem like some of the wildlife that lived down here in the form of bats flying through the air, almost in accordance to your presence.
Alright, so I mean, it seems pretty normal so far.
Forgot to turn off the light on the light there. So for right now, nothing immediately jumps out at you. But you have been informed that at the very least the immediate location is regularly patrolled by at least some patrols of the military to ensure that there's not going to be any sort of dangers down here that is going to potentially make their way into Ironstone. So the first section of the Underdark is likely going to be a little bit clearer than the rest, giving you at least the ability to ease yourself into the environment before you experience anything that could be of any actual danger.
Do we see any of these patrols coming by?
Not immediately, but as you guys continue down here for a little while, you do find what appears to be a small camp of probably about a dozen dwarven soldiers who have set themselves up a spot. They see your movement, and after kind of glancing in your direction, they are able to notice that you are not the usual Underdark denizens, so they kind of calm themselves a little bit in response. Hey! What are you not doing out here, then?
We're actually hoping that you could provide us with some directions. We're looking for the Dweagar city.
Dweagar City, huh? Why the hell would you want to go there?
We have a task given to us by the king.
I see. Can't say I'm envious of that task.
Yeah, me either.
Sure you're going to be okay?
We'll do our best.
Well,
Do you think if I pulled down my my hood, they'd freak out?
At this point, no.
I mean, why?
I don't know. I'm tired of wearing it. I like my ears and horns.
I'm surprised you're still wearing it when after we left. Why'd you wait until we ran into the doors to ask?
I want to be. Maybe I want to be a little bit intimidating.
Anyway, do you know how to get there?
Aye, we do. It's you can kind of give you some basic directions. It's not going to be easy, I can tell you that much.
What kind of things normally hit that route?
Goodness. There's so many different possibilities. One normal thing you usually find down here from time to time is hook horrors.
Hookers?
That's what I heard too. I was like, what? I was like, word?
No,
Hook.
not.
Horrors.
Yeah, that didn't help.
Yeah. On the list of things I'm scared of in the Underdark, they're actually kind of low on the list. I'm okay with that. They're not.
Horrors. All right.
Yeah, they're not fun to meet. We don't want to meet them. We don't want to see any of them, but could be worse.
Might come across the odd roper, some Zorns, Umber Hulks.
You haven't seen any, drow roaming the area, or worse?
Drow tend to stay away from this area until you get closer to the city. Then that's when you find their scouts.
Well, hopefully the natural beasties of the Underdark won't give us too much trouble. It's the unnatural ones I'm more worried about.
Maybe not. You'll be lucky if you find myconids instead. Tend to be, for the most part, docile. Unless you prove to be a threat.
I've only heard about most of them in stories, so I don't have any first-hand experience, but...
Well, I'll tell you what. Give you a wee bit of advice. There's one particular kind of beastie down here who could be a wee bit tricky to deal with. Umber Hulks. Big bug folk. You want to make sure you're never looking at their face.
Any particular reason?
They've got some sort of natural thing about their faces. If they look at you and you look back at them, your head gets muddled. You can't think straight. You can't act right. Sometimes it can paralyze you. Not particularly, but provided you can fight without looking at your opponents, you'll be all right.
You know what? I can do that.
You got blind fight?
I can close my eyes and just look through Gregory's eyes and fight.
Fair enough.
Well, I cannot, so I'm going to try not to have that happen.
Watch the floor underneath you. Zorns like to sit underneath the ground and cover their heads with dirt. It's a bit of a pit trap, but it's a living one.
Fucking pervert.
Well, we appreciate the help. Oh, what do you know about orichalcum? What it looks like, how to mine it?
It's got a bit of a purple hue to it. Has the same consistency as obsidian. Pretty easy to note. It's real shiny, almost like a mirror.
Is it easy to come by down here, or is it more difficult?
It's not like you're tripping over yourself trying over how much there is, but if you're looking for him, you should be able to find him somewhat easily enough. Provided, of course, you keep a close eye on the walls. Eventually you'll find something that might shine out at you. Make sure you have a light shining so it has something to reflect off of. Makes it a lot easier to notice.
You ever find it on the floor? Accidentally?
Can't say so, no. Usually in the walls.
Okay. Well, that makes farming that a little trickier.
Have they seen any of the orichalcum? Or do they come
There you
across
go.
it?
We see him from time to time, but not in large doses.
Where do you usually find
Not enough
it?
that makes it worth it.
Is it like something you ore, or is it something you find?
Well, because of the properties of them, you tend to usually find them where there's a lack of magical creatures. Usually, it's where there's things stay nice and natural. Generally.
Ah, that makes sense.
I really need to learn how to detect magic.
Can you detect anti-magic?
Not in the way I want to.
Am I able to make like a light or fire with prestidigitation so we can see?
I have a light
Like,
spell
okay,
and a lantern.
okay.
That is kind of funny to think about how we run into like some dwarves and it's possible we're in pitch black just having a conversation like it's normal.
Yeah.
Dwarves can see in the dark just fine too. So.
Yeah.
The only one that can't is Jack.
Yeah, I'm the only thing down here that can't see in the dark.
And everything else down here, except for this group, wants to eat you. Or enslave you.
Or
both.
Alright, well. We appreciate your help, guys. We're going to keep on moving, but good luck.
Unless there's deep nearby, which they're not so bad.
Well, deep gnomes tend to get enslaved more often than not.
Yeah.
What are umber hulks?
Giant bug
what are they?
monsters.
Is it like a
Giant bug-
basilisk?
No, it's more like a bug ogre mix.
What?
Yeah.
They're
Okay. Bug ogre.
It's like a giant bug person thing.
Ew.
That thing is a mandible.
Like it has a little face on top of its big face.
I find it
The
strange.
little
that
face
you
kind of
have-
looks like a penguin.
Yeah, it does.
I find it strange that you have a token ready for this, Lundy.
I have token ready for everything. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure there's tokens for God knows how many things.
I've made plenty of these tokens. I know what they are.
I got Zorns.
Oh no. That I don't like how that looks.
Ooh, dog, that looks like. I mean,
Don't
what?
say it.
It looks like a
Let it-
decapitated.
Let
pig.
it be.
What's the problem?
I think we should keep moving. We don't want to be down here longer than we need to be.
It's us.
Alright, so
Daylight
I think we should
devours.
all be looking at the floor as we're walking. And try to use
What?
our ears more for like if we can hear something in the distance. So
Well,
we
I
don't-
thought you wanted that stuff, so shouldn't you be looking at the wall?
Well, if
Yeah,
one of
I'm-
us glances at one of these things, isn't that a problem?
We need to make a
Only the Umber Hulk
decision.
specifically.
Yeah, that's specifically the Underhulk. We need to make a decision on if we want to have a light source.
You can see in
How
the
do
dark,
you get
right?
around if you don't? Like,
I have night
You get
vision goggles. I can
goggles.
see in the dark.
okay, then
No.
no light source, because light source gives us away automatically.
And it might
Right, but we won't be
attract
able to see the
things.
orichalcum.
We can worry about the orichalcum later. I don't want to get
Um,
mugged by a hook or.
Yeah,
hold
but
on.
Heck, the fact that we're talking is bad.
Hold on. The only way we can see the orichalcum is with a light? Really?
the light reflects off of it. It's mirror-like, so it'll be a lot easier to see it with the light.
You could
How do
probably
we-
see like
do
a
we even know
purpley
what it looks
hue
like?
without the light, but not
No,
well.
dark vision is grayscale, typically.
Yeah. You see everything. If you have dark vision, you're seeing everything in gray when it's dark.
Yeah, so we need a light to see it. Otherwise, we're not going to be able to find it.
What do you guys know? I mean, are things in the
I don't.
Does it matter if we have a light source, really? I mean, they're gonna
The
know
king.
we're there because they're
It
gonna
would give
see
us
us
away.
anyway.
If
Maybe.
the king decides the orichalcum is the solution, we can worry about the orichalcum then. But he said he had another solution in mind.
If we can find evidence.
If
So
we can
if
find evidence. Well, we
And
haven't
that's-
survived long enough to find evidence.
That's also to take care of the guy, not to save the people.
and if we need, why don't we just worry about getting that on the way back after we do what we need to?
I'm fine with that.
What if we put a light source on Gregory and just have him?
We've made a decision.
Oh yeah, no. Screw your pretty rocks.
Well, we need the pretty
solve,
rocks.
it
For
could
now.
Solve the everything though.
We're gonna move on without it first. We're gonna get to the city first and see if we
Well,
can.
I'm just saying
find
it's
some
not
kind of-
just a pretty rock. Like this is a
Yeah,
solution.
but we have more pressing
Oh my god,
matter.
move on.
All right.
Uh,
Well, you guys will continue for a little while. Trying to think of exactly what I want to do here in terms of like an order of operations. Tell you what, everybody roll me a 1die4.
Oh,
One
boy.
die 4.
Dang it, how do I do that again? Roll.
Slash roll space 1die4.
Slash roll?
Yep.
Slash
Hell
roll.
yeah, Jack! Look at us.
Those 4s.
Yeah, we're
Killing
rolling
it.
how many enemies per
One,
person we're gonna
two.
fight.
Sorry, what was it?
Roll a d4.
Dang it.
You're not allowed to roll a 4 or a 2. We're pairing
you're
off.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
Okay.
Was that how many people we were gonna have?
Hate
No.
that.
So I have several different tables that I roll off of, many of which have nothing to do with what you guys roll. But these tables include easy encounters, medium encounters, hard encounters, and deadly encounters.
Oh my god.
That's a lot of deadly encounters.
Oh my god.
So yeah.
That's exactly what I expected in the Underdark. I'm not
Does-
surprised.
Everybody's
Does that mean me and Groove get easy ones?
I think it's an average for the group or something. I don't know.
Well, he's not. I don't think he's doing one encounter. I think he's doing
No.
5 encounters.
Yeah. So that's kind of what I'm thinking, but I'm gonna have to build these. Now we only have about 10 minutes left anyway. So
Oh my god.
with these in mind, this will give me a good template to go with in terms of what you guys are going to be dealing with down here. It's not going to be fun from the looks of things.
Show. We're going to be struggling.
I told you we were going to die down here, Isaac.
I didn't doubt you once, not ever.
Listen, it's going to be okay.
3
That's
of us are
what's
going to
gonna
die for a
happen.
second time.
Everything's okay.
It's gonna be all right.
All right, so the first thing I'm going to do that.
Every
Nobly
little thing
sacrifice
is
yourself.
gonna be
Like,
alright.
It's going to be all right.
Second encounter. Ooh, that's good.
Don't you worry.
Good for
Without a
us or
team.
you?
It'll be fun, entertaining.
Yes, it's entertaining is kind of my main thing. Because for some of you, this is your first time ever venturing into the Underdark in a D&D game, outside of perhaps playing Baldur's Gate. So you'll be able to see a wide variety of different potential things that you can encounter down here.
Honestly, I think this is my real, like, maybe second or third time really adventuring into the Underdark. It's been a hot minute. I'm excited. And terrified.
yeah, I think I've spent most of my time in the Underdark in video games, not in like an actual tabletop.
I have never heard of the Underdark before.
That's shocking.
Didn't you
'cause,
play
like, it's
Baldur's
in a
Gate
lot of-
3?
What?
Didn't you play Baldur's Gate 3?
I played for like 10 minutes with Topi, but we didn't play very much.
Yeah, I thought you played more of it. I was
We,
gonna say,
we
there's a
started well.
whole-
We started a campaign, but then the war within started, so we switched to WoW.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
and you can't fucking co-op in Baldur's Gate is ass.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, I enjoyed it. Me and Isaac played through on Legacy.
Honor mode.
Well,
Honor
you managed
mode.
to do it. You managed to do it. All right. Let's see. So that's day one. No, I'm just fucking.
So that's day one. Oh no!
But let's see.
I hope these things drop some ball and shit.
Some of
Can
them
I
have
get-
to get spell components.
Yeah.
Can I get 2 more D4s, please?
Who's rolling them?
I got one.
Grurius and Winter.
Sure.
Nope. I got a 1.
Interesting.
I also got a 1.
Hell
I don't
yeah.
need to roll one then.
Wait, was this a different kind of roll where we wanted it to be high?
Who knows?
Never know.
Okay.
Yeah, we're not meant to know that.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
I'm very excited for these encounters. I feel like they're going to be wild.
This will be a fun way to do things. Some things are things you can even talk to.
Nice.
Oh.
They're going to eat our brains.
Well,
Or enslave
I
us
will-
and then eat our brains.
I will spend some time getting that together. But before we close out here, while I build these encounters here, let's go up and down and do some affirmations, shall we?
Absolutely.
Starting with, let's go bottom to top this time. Winter, you get started.
Mine has to go to Gru today. I feel like you were extra into it today. The role playing and everything was super fun. Feel like you did a really good job.
Gru even kind of like took command at several instances here.
He took charge a couple times. Hey, don't.
Winter is spoken for.
Yeah.
True.
In her own head.
Yeah.
Toby?
I'm gonna have to give that to Winter because she gave me cool boots and I like them.
He can be bribed, folks.
First of all, I'm a rat. Second of all, I'm a rogue. Obviously, I can be bribed.
Yeah. In fairness.
His love will be bought.
Would seem so.
Hippo?
Okay. I'm gonna sound like a broken record here, but every fucking session, it just like shines very brightly, like or whatever the fuck this is. And that's Jack, Isaac. I have to give it to him again because he's always on top of everything, and yeah, he's like our rock.
He's our group leader.
Over here advancing the plot. Let's go.
He's the fucking man.
Keeping Hippo under control.
I mean, we're here anyway, but you know.
Jack
I
will
don't think
get
he'd be
her.
here.
Jack will get her guitar battle soon. She's coming back for it. It's gonna be epic.
How about you, Gru?
I'm probably gonna have to give it to Jack because listening to Isaac try and play a girl is.
I don't know. It's perfect. Our little girl talks are so fun.
Yeah, the girl talks are funny.
I do like the girl talks.
I think it's great.
And Jack?
I got to give it to Gru. He definitely stepped up, did a lot of role playing, some investigative work. He was getting into it. I like to see it. I like not being the only one doing the investigating. It's nice.
You guys know a lot about this game. Like, it's crazy
Well,
how much you know.
You don't have to know a lot about the game. Like, I'm not actually using any game
Playing as long as
mechanics.
Winter's been alive.
Huh?
I said we've been playing almost as long as Winter's been alive.
That's
Hey.
true.
I know.
But-
It's like no matter what we go into, y'all already know every fucking detail about anything we do.
Well, so it's just asking the questions. That's all I'm doing is like, oh, I know that we're here to do something. I'm going to ask about it and try to get information about it.
I'm not sure
Like,
if it's
I think
just.
he was
I'm not sure
very
if
dark
it's
knowledge
just that.
stuff.
Like,
Because I'm not making a lot of rolls to find the information I'm gathering. I'm just actually gathering the information, and anybody can do that.
sure.
So you don't have to be a bard to go talk to people.
There are some things that you just know from experience, like, hey, Underdark, usually very bad.
Right,
Um,
and for that kind of stuff, I try to stay away from the meta knowledge and stick to what my character knows. So I that's why I didn't want to like make assumptions until I rolled my history check on.
Because to be entirely
Yeah,
clear, nobody else has played this campaign before. This
It's
is
true.
mine.
Yeah. So
It's
I have no
hard-
idea what's down here.
Do you
So-
know?
I have no idea what's going on.
It's
with the
hard to
plot.
talk to people and get information when they hate your race.
Well, I'm a skeleton, so
Yeah, you disguise it.
yeah.
Do you know what this picture reminds me of? You remember in Q's campaign where?
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
It looks
Yeah.
exactly the same, dude.
Yeah, I was getting very big Zugtamoy vibes from
Yeah.
what I'm seeing.
Do you remember
But
this?
that-
Oh,
Do you remember
QU
this,
Zoctomoy
Kofi?
too?
yeah. Wait, two? What?
No. I had a GM. I had a GM a few years ago who also brought Zoctomoy in as like essentially the big bad.
Yeah, Q is very fond of Zugtamoy.
Zoctomoy's fun.
Yeah,
Who's that?
Zugtamoy, the demon queen.
Demon queen of fungus and rot.
Yeah,
Uh,
it's like Nurgle
see,
but hot.
Yeah.
we just roll with Nurgle here.
Alright.
I like Zugtamoy. I brought Zugtamoy out and about.
Zoctomoy is just basically a hot Nurgle.
I'm
Yeah.
going to bed. I'm dying.
Don't hate on Grandpapa Nurgle.
Yeah, Grandpa.
I hope you
Nurgle's
feel
the
better
best.
next time, Tick. Are we all going to be good, by the way, for the 29th? That's our next day for this.
Shit.
Yes, I am good for the 29th.
Yeah,
Okay.
I should be good.
Yeah, we should be fine.
Alright. All goody then.
I'm excited.
That'll be our last session for this month, and then we will not be back until the
Yeah, we have a-
27th of October.
Yeah, we have a pretty big break after that.
Wait.
Oh,
Give
yeah.
me a second.
What?
I feel like I'm confused.
About the times?
29th
Oh
is
yeah,
this one?
because you. Okay, never mind. I remember now.
Yeah. The 29th, and then we skip the 13th, and then we're back on the 27th.
Hey, Lundy,
Sounds
before
like
you
a
go,
blast.
can you hop up the lobby real quick so I can talk to you about something real quick?
Yeah, no problem.
Hey, do you want it to be at 120 or is it going to be back to 100?
It'll be back to 100 if I'm not dealing with more
'Cause
players.
we had a whole talk about this, about finding a new player, and basically we came to the conclusion that it would just remain at 5. We're not going to look for a new player, and we're just going to. This is our group.
Yeah, that's fine. You can
And,
knock it back down to 100. It's 20 per person is how I usually charge it. So if
Yeah,
we're
I just,
sticking with
you
5,
know,
then
honestly,
it is
I
what
would
it
go
is.
with whatever you said at this point because we keep throwing people in and out on you. So like,
I mean, if you want to tip me, I appreciate that. But,
well, to be fair,
as far as
I'm literally paying everything every time.
no,
so,
I
you
know, I know.
And it's
As-
fine. I enjoy doing it. I just want to check with you.
Yep, that's what I'm at. 100 is what I would charge for a group this size. So.
All right, beautiful. Thank you, sir.
Yep, no problem.
All right,
Have
good night.
a good evening. Stay safe.
Yep. Bye. his release. We live in cities. We'll never